streaky year for the Elder Panthers where they've gotten off to beating some big teams early on. Of course, the St. Louis team, which everyone talked about opening up the season. Of course, the Coleraine game and big games were what Elder was winning the best at. But then all of a sudden they went into a buzzsaw at St. X and Muller and kind of seemed to be in a little funk, and it's about time to get some momentum back on after the big win last week with West High.
I think Coach Ramsey made a point the other night. He was talking about this team, and he likened this team to the 2003 state championship team, where he said that they know what the playoffs are all about. They've gone the distance in it, and they were basically, he felt, not completely, but in a way, he felt that there was an underlying feeling that this team was just biding their time, doing what they needed to do to get into the playoffs, and then that's where the fun begins. So, if he's right tonight, this is where the fun begins. When they came out at the beginning of the year against East St. Louis team, they were loaded for bear. They didn't miss a beat from the previous season. And the first three games were all very hyped, and some preseason article said that if Elder could run the string through the East St. Louis team, Coleraine, and then Trinity, that they had a legitimate shot at saying that they were the number one team in the nation. I don't really buy those nationwide polls. You really can't compare teams from California to teams to New York. It just doesn't work. But, there's some people out there that do it and spend a whole lot of time at it. But, and Elder did what they needed to do, but East St. Louis, I think they've won every game since, except the loss at Middletown the following week. But they've won out. Coleraine, after their second week loss, or the second week loss came to Elder, first week loss to X, they won out, so they did everything they needed to do. And Trinity had a successful season in Kentucky, but they weren't the seasons that they had thought. So, and Elder got through that, and really, up until the St. Ed's game, they were cruising along pretty good, getting ready for GCL play. Then when Pete Bachman went down, I think it got in the kids' heads just a little bit. And then the first offensive play at St. X, you're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. When Timmy O'Connor went down, almost exactly like Pete Bachman did on the first offensive play of the game, I think it took the kids a little bit to get their confidence back. Hopefully with the time off and then the West High game, they've got their feet under them, and a good win against Columbus DeSales. I think that they're ready, they're rested for the playoffs, and I think you can only hope for positive things.
Well, other positive things, we have the press box domo up here again tonight. Joe Lind is back patrolling his dutifully rounds in the press box tonight, and that always seems things always run smoother.
I think that's been the missing link the last couple of weeks. So we got that taken care of. Joe Lind in good spirits for Joe Lind, and hopefully.
Yes, he's been very kind to us tonight.
That's right.
Steve, we got a great game here tonight, but there's also in the area, there's a lot of other big games that we're going to be following. Of course, St. X is playing tonight. Muller's playing tonight. A lot of big matchups.
Big matchups in Division I, and actually there's also a Division IV game tonight. North College Hill, they're 10-0. They play the number 6 seed Carlisle. North College Hill in Division IV is the number 3 seed. They were the Miami Valley champs for the first time ever in the program's history. So we'll be following that game later to see if they can advance. In Division I, though, Mark, we have St. X, the number 1 seed, hosting Centerville tonight. Centerville 8-2 against an 8-2 St. X team, and Centerville runs the triple option, as we so well know, and obviously it's assignment football for St. X's defense. And offensively, the Bombers, they like to establish the run. They do have the fine quarterback in Massa, but I think with their offensive line and as Steve Speck has shown himself to be such a good defensive coach, I think St. X is going to roll in this one. Then Muller's hosting out at Lockland.
This is an intriguing matchup here.
Middletown, who come in at 9-1, and Moeller, who come in at 9-1, both losing to the eventual league champions or co-champions. Middletown losing to Coleraine towards the end of the year, and Moeller in Week 10 losing to St. X. This is Middletown's first postseason appearance since 1990. So, they're chomping at the bit, and they're ready to go, and they're ready to prove that they really are the real deal. Moeller is led by senior quarterback Andrew Hendricks. He's thrown for 1,243 yards this year with 8 touchdowns, and they have that triple-headed running attack, and they have that massive offensive line. I think when all's said and done, I think Moeller is going to win the day out at Laughlin today. Another matchup in Division I, Anderson is hosting Lakota West. Lakota West went undefeated in the GMC this year for the first time. They were co-champions with Coleraine.
This is going to be another intriguing matchup.
I think it's going to basically come down to a duel between running backs Jordan Thompson, who rushed for 1,500 yards for Lakota West and 19 touchdowns, versus Anderson's fine running back Kyle Slater, who's rushed for 1,200 yards and 23 touchdowns. How the defenses control their opposite number is going to dictate that game. Anderson 10-0. They're looking to run the table and go to 11-0 tonight. And then finally the game here tonight, number 4 Elder versus the number 5 Wayne Warriors.
And we'll be broadcasting that one shortly at the top of the hour. We're going to take our first time out. Of course, one guy not here tonight, but will be with us later on, Tom Kennedy. Steve, Tom, he's a lot of people don't know this. He's a big dog breeder, and he has little dachshund dogs, and he's up at the Toledo Dog Show this weekend. He'll be back in time, but his little pooch Schnitzy came in second in the Toledo Dog Show. So we're very proud, and
Schnitzy did good until it was trying to get past the Schnitzengruben Bowl.
That's right.
Couldn't do it. Took a left turn.
Took a left turn. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We come back. We're going to look at the keys for tonight's game right here on AM 740 and the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The latest and greatest designs in Elder Spirit wear can be found at the Elder Spirit Store, located at the Donahoe Center in the front of the pit. Purple and white is always in fashion at the Spirit Store. Great-looking jackets, sweatshirts, and polo shirts are just half the story. Unique gifts from jewelry to backpacks, seat cushions to wall decals. Best of all, the proceeds benefit the men of Elder. The Spirit Store is open school days from 10:30 to 1 p.m., Tuesday evenings now through Christmas from 6 to 8 p.m., and of course on game days. The Elder Spirit Store on the Elder campus. In a changing real estate environment, you need expert advice in marketing or purchasing your home. Kegney Weisker & Associates has the finest real estate professionals in Cincinnati, ready to assist you in every step of the way. Kegney Weisker & Associates' goal is to be your agent during every phase of your life. And to do that, service to their clients is their number one priority. Call Kegney Weisker & Associates, 347-7900, or visit their offices at 3301 West Point Drive next to Western Bowl. That's Kegney Weisker & Associates, 347-7900.
Ready for some football? Nothing tackles big tailgating appetites like the great taste of Jersey Mike's subs. Pick up a couple of our giant subs, a full 14 inches of fresh baked bread.
You got to get out on time. I screwed it up last week.
Tomatoes. And you're ready for the game.
We'll be good.
Subs aren't just
no,
bigger,
we're fine.
better,
We'll get plenty
better
time.
Ingredients, better quality, and better taste. Once you've tried Jersey Mike's subs, you'll never settle for anything else. For a Jersey Mike's near you, visit jerseymikes.com.
Jersey Mike's, taste and believe. Jersey Mike's, taste and believe.
Robert Jones Plumbing understands that when you call a plumber, you want your plumbing dilemma solved on time and done at a fair and reasonable price. Robert Jones Plumbing guarantees your satisfaction. Regardless if it's a simple dripping faucet or a job that requires a backhoe or bobcat, the experts at Robert Jones Plumbing should be the first number you call at 353-2230. Whatever your plumbing needs, call Robert Jones Plumbing at 353-2230. 353-2230. Sacred Heart Catholic Radio.
The Spirit of Christ will be with us as we go. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference.
740.
5 seconds, mics are hot.
Cincinnati. And streaming at
So are the hosts.
Go.
All right, welcome back to the pit at Elder High School, where Elder, in a first-round playoff game, the Division I Region 4 playoff game, hosts Huber Heights Wayne from Dayton, Ohio. Steve, let's look a little bit at the keys tonight, and we know this is going to be a tough matchup for the Elder Panthers, and they got some impressive numbers.
Here's a little bit about the Wayne Warriors. They were the GWOC, that's Greater Western Ohio Conference Central Division co-champions. They co-championed that with Centerville. Their head coach, Jay Minton, I believe I read, he just got his 300th win this season. So fine coach. He was the GWOC Coach of the Year. On offense, the Wayne Warriors average almost 300 yards, and they like to keep it about even. They run about 168 yards rushing and 124 yards passing. They average about 24 points a game. Their quarterback, Braxton Miller, this year was 73 for 143 attempts for 938 yards, about 51% average. Unlike a lot of teams that run the triple option, they have a triple threat that really stretches the field. They have three receivers: Seth Stewart, who has 23 receptions for 232 yards. Bear Westmoreland, great football name, has 23 receptions as well for 342 yards. And Anthony Taylor, who also doubles as a running back, has 22 receptions for 182 yards. Anthony Taylor has also rushed 162 times this year for 914 yards. They have a linebacker, Josh Harrison, who's a Wisconsin recruit. They have brothers Terry Talbot and Terrence Talbot, who are both going to Michigan. So they have some D1 talent on there. Wayne's won 4 in a row, and they beat Springfield and Centerville by a combination of 7 touchdowns. Special teams, they've not been tried a whole lot. They've only made 1 field goal for the year. They've only attempted 3. Trey Moore, who's a fine player, is going to be running their kicks and punts back. By the numbers, Mark, I was kind of going through all the stats. And really, they're never out of the game. They're 7-3 for the year, but they've only been up at halftime 3 times this year. And they've only been ahead after the third quarter 5 times. They have 7 victories. But the thing that's interesting is in all their games this year, they've doubled up on their opponents in the second half. In the second half of the game, Mark, they've scored 139 points to their opponent's 70. And these aren't throwaway points. They've had to pull games out. Like I said, they've been behind all but 3 games at half. So they've had some powerful numbers in the second
Very
half.
impressive.
In games that they've won, passing versus running, in games that they've won, they've passed the ball 51% of the time, and they've run the ball 49% of the time. In games they've lost, they've passed it 73% of the time. So Elder wants to get those numbers up. The road's not a factor for the Wayne Warriors. Their 3 losses all came at home, so they travel very well. Their keys to the game tonight, Mark: they need to control the clock. They need the option to keep Elder's defense off the field. And Elder against the option sometimes has had trouble getting off the field. Braxton Miller is another key. He needs to stay healthy. He had a deep thigh bruise that kept him out of a couple games, and they lost those games. He has almost 1,500 yards of total offense, and he's a key for them. They need to finish, and they've shown that they can. They've outscored their opponents, like I said before, 139-70. In the second half, they're going to have to do that tonight, and they're going to have to maintain their offensive balance. They're much better when they're throwing about as much as they're passing. If they can pull all that off, I think they got enough to get out of here with a victory tonight.
All right, Steve, and let's look a bit on the Elder side of the thing and the keys. And one of the keys, I think the crowd that they have here, they need to get
All-world place kicker Tony Miliano has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Back deep to receive.
A lot of things tugging at the sports fans here tonight with the UC game playing Connecticut on campus. A lot of people that normally would be here are season ticket holders up there and will be up there watching that game. But the crowd is probably about 2,500 short of a sellout, which is kind of rare for an Elder Panther game. But
all-world place kicker Tony Miliano has it teed up at the.
Get up here. What's wrong with you?
Yes, get in here. They could use the vocal cords. And once again, Mark Miller, he's the key to everything. Mark,
world place kicker.
Tonight's game has 1,760 yards passing, and the GWOC, they don't
all-world place
have teams that pass as proficiently as Elder has. They need to mix it up. Another key to the game is going to be if we see number 3, Timmy O'Connor, get into the mix. We always saw the dynamic chemistry between Miller and O'Connor, which is just unbelievable. On a 3rd and long, you always knew where the ball would go. And as it looks tonight, Timmy will be suiting up and be starting this game, and that's going to be a huge shot in the arm for the Elder Panthers confidence-wise. The other big key to the game, Ben Cafaro. Ben Cafaro seems to be the go-to guy running the ball, And it's going to be one of those situations where we're going to have to see Ben get the ball and make positive yards. They can't be 3rd and 9 and hope to win this game. Long, sustained drives. The other key is another guy, Anthony Miliano. We got to have Anthony Miliano doing what he does. You have to have the Wayne Warriors rushing, trying to go 80 yards
right.
every time.
It's got to be a battle of field position. I think that'll be in Elder's favor.
All right, so that's kind of the keys. And like I said, we're looking forward to not official line talked about it, but watching Timmy O'Connor warming up, it looks like he's good to go, and they will be at full strength minus Pete Bachman.
Hopefully, because the GWC don't face passing offenses like Elder, and with Tim O'Connor out there in the mix with Selby Shademo and a strong-handed and strong-willed Alex Welch, that's going to give them a lot more. Plus, other receivers have had a chance to mature. So I think Timmy's time off is only going to benefit Elder, and I think if the offensive line can hold off, and I think they're getting closer to healthy, I think it could be a good game for Mark Miller. He can get back into early season form.
All right, Steve, and of course, following the game, Prep Sports Radio Game Night, we'll be giving scores throughout tonight. Through the broadcast, we'll get score updates from the area, and also we'll be
looking all over
the state for who's going to advance on that. So when we come back, we're going to be talking with head coach Doug Ramsey when we come back on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Athletes do amazing things, but when something goes wrong, the world comes to Cincinnati Sports Medicine, the name trusted by more patients and doctors for proven results. Our personalized care is unmatched by other centers.
Yeah, I'm here.
You will always see an orthopedic surgeon at any one of our 5 convenient locations. We offer on-site X-ray and physical therapy, and if MRIs are needed, we'll schedule them many times the same day. For injuries common to complex, discover the best Cincinnati Sports Medicine. Call 347-9999.
We got a good laugh.
More bad news on Wall Street today as investors reacted to.
Here's an idea. How about less talking about the economy and more digging, sawing, and hammering? Less talk about what isn't working and more rolling up sleeves,
we know some
putting
people
on hard hats,
what we're talking
firing
about.
up skid steers. As America gets back to work, the men and women who get it done need tools they can depend on. That's why they look to the most trusted name in work boots for the toughest shoes money can buy. Red Wing. At your local Red Wing store, we build on a 104-year reputation for premium leathers, hand stitching, strength, and durability. And we offer hundreds of styles, so you get boots that fit everywhere a good work boot should. Your job, your feet, and your wallet. So let's get to it. Stop in and see us on your way to the job site. Genuine Red Wing shoes. Shovel ready since 1905.
Visit the Red Wing Shoe Store at 8071 Connector Drive off Mall Road in Florence, Kentucky.
Involved in an auto accident? Look to the experts. Jim Collins Auto Body for quality-rated auto repair and service. Jim and his staff of ASE certified technicians can handle any repair and restore your vehicle to its original condition. Jim Collins offers a lifetime guarantee on all workmanship backed by the Good Housekeeping seal. From complete mechanical repair to expert detailing to make your car look like new again.
Jim Collins Auto Body, 5526 Glenway Avenue.
Call 513-922-6336.
I'm Jim Collins, and I'll be there for you.
Don Hudipole Jewelers at 1966 Anderson Ferry Road are proud sponsors of Elder football. Call Hank for holiday hours at 922-4265.
Illegal ID, then back to you for Doug.
922-4265. That's 922-HANK. This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio.
Jesus, you are my reward. To see your face on that day is all I'm living.
740 WNOP, Newport, Cincinnati. And streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Go!
Welcome back to the Prep Sports Radio Network. I'm John, currently on the field with the head coach of the Elder Panthers, Doug Ramsey. Ramsey's Panthers open tournament play tonight at home against the Wayne Warriors of Huber Heights. Elder trying to get back to Canton. Of course, the Panthers, the Division I runners-up last year. Today starting the Division I Region 4 tournament against Huber Heights Wayne. And Coach, The regular season is in the books at 7-2. Not probably the way you wanted to go out at 1-2 in the GCL South, but you start from scratch today. You start your work on your ultimate goal, a state championship. How do you feel about your team going into the tournament?
Well, I think that's the beauty of this. You know, you had some injuries, some things happen. You don't win some games that you think you should have won. You get a second chance. You know, as long as you play well enough to get in, you know, then like you said, everybody starts over. Everybody's 0-0, and you know, you just got to get on a roll now, and that's what we're hoping to do.
Coach, you mentioned the injuries, and you've had a bunch this year, but you get a tremendous lift today getting Tim O'Connor back in the lineup. Tell us about Tim's recovery and how much he can contribute going forward.
Well, you know, Tim recovered really well. Obviously, we thought at first we may not get a chance to see him play again, and he worked hard in his rehab, and, you know, now we got him back here, and I think he's going to be a big contributor. No, he caught the ball really well in practice this week, and, you know, he's going to have some pain, and he's going to have to fight through that, and, but, you know, he's a tough kid, and he wants to play, and that's the big thing, and hopefully that's the boost that we've needed. You know, we've kind of, you know, we kind of lost a little of that confidence, I think, when those guys went down. We lost a couple games, and hopefully this is going to be a big boost for us.
Coach, a very stout opponent today, the Wayne Warriors, a team at 7-3. You've actually played them twice in the tournament before, a 1-1 record in the tournament, 3-1 overall, and a player at quarterback who a lot of people can't wait to see. How do you intend to corral their quarterback today?
Well, I don't want to see him. You know, I'm hoping somebody kidnaps him, but you know, he's as good of an athletic quarterback. And then I say quarterback, I mean, you know, a lot of kids who are athletic guys that play quarterback, they can't really throw the ball and don't understand the passing game, but he's got it all. You know, he's got a great arm. You know, he doesn't want to just get back there and take off running. He wants to find an open guy, and then if all breaks down, then he'll take off running. And then obviously they've got a lot of run plays with him, but he is a tremendous athlete, and he is going to be a guy that we definitely have to, you know, I don't know if you corral him, I don't know if you can shut him down. We just got to make sure he doesn't have 4, 5, 6 big plays. If he does that, then we could be in trouble.
Of course, we're talking about Braxton Miller, and Coach, you know, in the GCL and some of the teams you play, the quarterbacks are more or less drop-back passers. So not only is he good at what he does, but you don't get to see quarterbacks like this too often. How do you practice for a quarterback like this?
Well, that's the tough part of it, because we don't have guys running around like him. You know, it's similar to week 1, you know, with East St. Louis and trying to tackle their running backs and their quarterback, and you know, so we tackling Colerain guys, it's the same thing. You know, they're really athletic guys. You just got to make sure if you miss, you got to make sure you miss, and he is turned back to where everybody else is coming from. We can't turn him loose running down the sideline. You know, if we do that a bunch, then he'll have a huge night.
Coach, you earned a home game in the playoffs. That's something that shouldn't be taken for granted, and for a lot of seniors, this is the last time they step on the field tonight.
Yeah, you know it is, and I think it's a big deal for our kids. You know, I was hoping that we'd have a big crowd here tonight. You know, I think these kids have earned this. You know, you think about what our seniors have done, you know, 20-4, you know, over the last 2 years there, 20-4 and played in a state championship game, and they've accomplished a lot of things, and, you know, I was hoping more people would be here to support them and support the rest of the team tonight, but we just got to go out and play ball.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. The March to Canton begins.
Thank you.
Doug Ramsey, head coach of the Elder Panthers. Elder and Wayne, the March to Canton begins next on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Takes a step, quarterback sneak, pushes the pile forward. He's in. Touchdown, Elder!
Now, the Prep Sports Radio Network is proud to bring you the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week. Brought to you by McCluskey Chevrolet and the one number 761-1111. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Cooper Electric, Cagney, Weisker and Associates, Robert Jones Plumbing, Jersey Mike Subs, the Elder Spirit Store, Red Wing Shoes of Florence, Kentucky, La Rosa's Pizza, 347-1111, the Price Hill Civic Club, Dan Waltz Quality Painting, the Hellmark Company Custom Countertops, Murray's Wings Pub and Grill, Jim Collins Auto Body, Holding Realtors, Wardway Fuels, and Adam Schuster, helping steer your investments in troubled times. And now, for the exciting play-by-play of Elder Panther football, here's John Kirtley and Phil Bengal. Go!
Good evening once again, everybody. Along with Phil the Thrill Bengal and John Lyons, I'm John Kirtley. Tonight from the pit on the campus of Elder High School in Price Hill. It's the Prep Sports Radio Network, McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther game of the week, the Ohio High School Athletic Association Division I Region 4 quarterfinal playoff featuring the Wayne Warriors of Huber Heights and the Elder Panthers. Live on the air, 7:40 a.m., Sacred Heart Radio, and around the world on the web, sacredheartradio.com, prepsportsradio.com, and streaming video at ehsports.com. A spectacular Saturday night in Cincinnati as the Elder Panthers begin their march on the west side to Canton, the 2008 division runners-up, putting their 7-2 regular season behind them. They start fresh, and they think they have a shot at another state title. Would be their third. I welcome in my partner tonight, Phil the Thrill Bengal. And Phil, the Panthers begin anew, and they get a familiar face back in the lineup. Tim O'Connor is back, and hopefully that's the lift Elder's been looking for.
Well, when you get to the playoffs, John, Coach Ramsey said it last week, now you're looking at everybody is back to that 0-0 record. You're back at the ground zero. It's now who plays the best football each week. What happened, now you're in the playoffs, they can continue on. Getting Tim O'Connor back is a huge piece for that Elder offense, but my biggest key to the game tonight is that Elder defense. They got to react very well to this Wayne offense.
Tonight's Wardway game time temperature is 61 degrees. Wardway Fuels handles your home heating and propane needs, as well as quality gas grills and pool supplies. Visit Wardway Fuels at the corner of Glenway and Bridgetown in Western Hills, or give them a call, 574-0061. The lights are on, a beautiful night for football, and we are underway. The Division I Region 4 tournament begins as Tony Meliano launches a kickoff into the night, and it lands 8 yards deep into the end zone, and the Wayne Warriors of Huber Heights, just north of Dayton, begin tonight's game on offense, and they are led at quarterback by one of the best, 6'2", 190-pound junior Braxton Miller. Miller, who is the apple of the eye of many of Division I college coaches around the country, including many in the Big Ten. Arguably the best recruit in the state of Ohio. He leads the Wayne Warriors, who at 7-3 were the champions of the Greater Western Ohio Conference. And Miller is in the gun on 1st and 10 from the Warrior 20-yard line. Elder in a 4-3 defense. Back to throw Miller on first down. Quickly over the middle. It's complete to the 29-yard line. Incomplete. The ball was caught, and then the receiver separated from the football. It's incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Now with Seth Stewart with the pass who was intended for, Corey Mason applied the hit that caused the incomplete pass. So the Panthers defense starting out with a big hit early.
And quickly the line of scrimmage, Miller, who completed 51% of his passes this year for 938 yards, 8 touchdowns in the air, but more importantly, more impressively, 17 on the ground. He can do it all. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Miller to throw, and he's got time, and he completes the pass to the 31-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain and a first down to receiver Marshall Peterson, a 6', 190-pound sophomore, and the Warriors move the chains, 1st and 10 at their own 32.
And John, during the pregame show, the guys kind of talked about just Wayne's successes, and when they kind of split 50-50 with pass and run, they do very well. So it'll be interesting to see how the Wayne offense balances itself so far.
This offense averaged 24 points per game offensively in the regular season. Braxton Miller, 1st and 10 from the 32. For the first time, the Warriors will run the ball right up the gut. They got some room to the 38-yard line. That's Seth Stewart, a 5'7", 165-pound junior. He picks up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Tonight's game is brought to you by Murray's Wings Pub and Grill. Murray's Wings Pub and Grill, 2169 Queen City Avenue. The best wings on the west side. Tuesday night's karaoke night. Check them out on MySpace. Murray's Wings Pub and Grill. The best wings on the west side, 2169 Queen City Avenue. 2nd and 3 for the Wayne Warriors at the Warrior 39-yard line. Wayne moving right to left across your radio dial. The game's first possession. And Braxton Miller pump fakes. Now he'll run. He's got big room at the 45. Midfield stripe. Elder 40. Elder 35. Braxton Miller all the way. Touchdown Wayne. 61 yards. The Warriors lead 6-0 with nary a minute and a half elapsed in the football game.
Nice block downfield by Bear Westmoreland of Wayne. Got down, applied a nice block on Eric Vogelsang, who would have been Elder's last hope to kind of break up that excellent piece of running by Braxton Miller. Got out, got some good blocks, made a nice cutback read, and then just an excellent play there by the Wayne Warriors.
Quickly down to the sidelines, John Lyons. John?
Regular kicker Marshall Newsom is hurt for the Wayne Warriors. It'll be Jack Arnold filling in. He doubles as their soccer goalie.
And his first PAT of the night is up and good. And the Wayne Warriors rather explosively lead this game 7-0 early on. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Hi, Mike Kelsey here for McCluskey Chevrolet. It's that time of year again.
He's got a cannon,
too. With Elder basketball, but some great family memories are equally of Elder football. McCluskey Chevrolet is proud to sponsor Elder football and Prep Sports Radio for over 16 years now. When you're ready for your next car truck, call the one number 761-1111.
Except good.
McCluskey Chevrolet, just off I-71 in the Kings Auto Mall. Ask for Walt Kelsey, Paul Cluxton, or Bay Gaduli.
The latest and greatest designs in Elder Spirit wear can be found at the Elder Spirit
He's
store,
only averaging 4 yards a carry, though. Longest play.
Purple and white is always in fashion at the Spirit Store. Great-looking jackets, sweatshirts, and polo shirts are just half the story. Unique gifts from jewelry to backpacks, seat cushions to wall decals. Best of all, the proceeds benefit the men of Elder. The Spirit Store is open school days from 10:30 to 1 p.m., Tuesday evenings now through Christmas from 6 to 8 p.m., and of course on game days. The Elder Spirit Store on the Elder campus. Everybody knows the farm is the place to have a banquet or wedding reception, but
we're ready to go here.
You can enjoy the farm's delicious.
Hey, I'm coming back after this cold. I'll give you a count.
From 4:45 until 8 p.m., the dinner buffet serves their famous fried chicken along with other tasty entrees and desserts, all for one low price. And if you can't bring your party to the farm, they'll bring the farm's food to you. To pick up or have a large order delivered, call 48 hours
5 seconds. Mics are on.
7020. The Farm, 239 Anderson Ferry Road in Delhi.
Go.
Welcome back to the pit. 7-0 Wayne on a 61-yard touchdown run by quarterback Braxton Miller. The ensuing kickoff is returned by Ben Cafaro to the 30-yard line, and the Elder Panthers on the attack for the first time tonight. They're wearing their home purple jerseys with white helmets, purple tops, purple trousers, and senior quarterback Mark Miller calling the shots from an empty backfield. He rolls right out of the shotgun and pumps once. He's got plenty of room. He throws deep down the middle for Tim O'Connor, who comes down with it at the Wayne 44-yard line. A 26-yard gain for the 6'3" senior Tim O'Connor, who broke his arm at the St. Xavier game. And on the game's first snap offensively for Elder, he picks up 26 down to John Lyons. John,
I had a chance to talk to Tim O'Connor just before the game, asked him how the wrist felt, and he kind of grimaced and said, good, but I'm playing.
What a return for Tim O'Connor. Elder with a 1st and 10 at the Wayne 44. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat with Robert Williams blocking for him. Cafaro right up the gut, cuts it left, gets to the 41-yard line, and that's a gain of 3. Anytime you're hungry for pizza, be sure to enjoy a delicious large La Rosa's double pepperoni pizza for just $13.99. Call 513-347-1111, and La Rosa's will bring the pizza right to your door wherever you are. La Rosa's Pizza, a proud sponsor of Elder football. John Lyons, Phil the Thrill Bengal, and John Kirtley with you live from the pit. 7:40 a.m. Sacred Heart Radio. 9:40 to go in the first quarter. Elder on the attack for the first time tonight. They trail 7-0. Mark Miller in the shotgun on a 5-receiver formation. And he takes the snap. 5-man rush. Miller flushed. Throws late over the middle. Incomplete over the head of Alex Welch. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Elder.
John, we go back to that the very first play there with Tim O'Connor getting a nice welcome back, 26-yard catch. But as he made the catch, right after that, the fans rose their feet, just kind of clapped him back in. So nice welcome for him. And actually at this point, John, the stadium has begun to fill up a little bit. So I guess we got a lot of walk-ups tonight for this game.
9:27 to go in the first. Wayne leads Elder 7-0. Panthers with a 3rd down and 8 from the Wayne 42-yard line. 4 receivers in the formation, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Now in motion, it's Ben Cafaro. Back to throw Miller. 4-man rush, plenty of time. Pumps once, throws deep, one-on-one. Tim O'Connor, touchdown, Elder! 42 yards, Miller to Timmy O. And Elder is a PAT away from tying it up. So Tim O'Connor, I would say, is back.
Tim O'Connor is definitely back and with a fire behind him. I think that, coming back, just sitting and seeing what was going on with his team, and now he's back. He's bringing a whole fire, new life to this offense, new life to this whole team. That's real big for the Panthers.
What
right
a
there.
Throw by Miller on the money all the way. Tony Meliano, extra point is good. We're tied at 7, 9:19 to go in the first. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Your West Side Neighborhood Skyline Chilies are supporters of Elder Sports and Elder High School. After the game, Stop in for some delicious cheese conies.
What a throw.
Or your other favorites. And support these locally owned Skyline Chili restaurants. Supporters of Elder include Glenway, Dent, Cleves, Price Hill, and Delhi.
Talking about Skyline.
Getting away from the daily stress of life to spend fun time with your family or friends is something you deserve. In just a short drive, you could find yourself in the mountain paradise of Gatlinburg by visiting RelaxChalet.com. This locally owned chalet in Gatlinburg, Tennessee is perfect for family reunions or couples getaway. With 4 bedrooms for the adults and an 8-person bunk bedroom for the kids, there's room for everyone. To see the view for yourself, go now to RelaxChalet.com. That's RelaxChalet.com.
I came that they may have life and have it abundantly.
JP, the great one. Sacred Heart Catholic Radio.
Confidence in Christ.
740 WNOP, Newport, Cincinnati. And streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
The holidays are right around the corner, and let the farm in Delhi cater your party. Your guests will enjoy the delicious food from the farm, and you will enjoy the ease and convenience of catering. The farm can deliver to your door, or you can pick it up. Call Dan Elsesser at 922-7020 for complete details and restrictions. The farm in Delhi. Welcome back to the pit, where Mark Miller has thrown a 42-yard touchdown pass to Tim O'Connor, and we are tied at 7 with 9:19 to go in the first. Miliano's kickoff is into the end zone for a touchback, and the Wayne Warriors are back on the attack at their own 20. Braxton Miller, quick slant through the hands of the intended receiver, Rodney Peters, and that would have gone for big yardage, but Peters didn't have his head turned around. It's incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Peters actually looked like he was running the deeper route. Bear Westmoreland ran a little bit of a shallower route, and the football looked like it was almost intended for both. Neither of them were really ready for the pass, but Elder's defense gets away with one there, as Westmoreland was open, but he didn't react to the football.
On the game's 3rd snap, Braxton Miller went 61 yards for a touchdown. He's in the shotgun on 2nd down and 10. Back to throw, 4-man rush for Elder. Miller throws over the middle, wide open, has a man at the 25. At the 31st down to the 35-yard line, that's Anthone Taylor. Anthone Taylor for 15 yards and a 1st down. And Taylor, very explosive, leads the Warriors in rushing, 914 yards during the regular season, but also 22 receptions. So that's a guy that can do it all. And there he picks up 15 and a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the Warrior 35. 9 minutes to go in the first. Braxton Miller in the gun. Wayne with red helmets, black trousers, and white jerseys, moving right to left. And they'll hand to Taylor. And Taylor's gobbled up and dropped for a 1-yard gain. Jacob Lindsay on the stop for Elder.
And the Panthers defense just looking at the very explosive quarterback, so they're going to have to read and react. They do like to run the option a little bit, but obviously Braxton Miller has the ability. But the interesting thing is you look, a team that typically runs the option have a little bit wider splits in that gap between the center and the guard. And right now the gap between the left guard and center is about a good, I'd say, 3-4 feet.
2nd and 9 for Wayne at the Wayne 35-yard line. And they'll hand on an end around, coming to the near side and picking up maybe a yard. It's Bear Westmoreland, and nice defense there by the Panthers. Jacob Lindsay again on the stop for Elder. Also coming through the hole to make a stop was Kevin Highland.
And John, this is going to be key on how the Elder defense reacts. And so far, with the exception of this big 61-yard play, they've been able to keep Wayne's offense in check.
It's 3rd and 8 for Wayne at the Warrior 37-yard line. Empty backfield for quarterback Braxton Miller, 6'2", 190 pounds. Will be playing Division I college football somewhere in 2 years. Back to throw. Elder blitzes, and they got him back at the 25-yard line. First man through was Kevin Highland. A whole host of Panthers came through that time. And Wayne will have to punt.
Elder's defense is doing a good job there attacking Miller, not allowing him to set up, getting in. Just a group of guys just got back there. Just the line, the couple linebackers. There's a big old gang tackle there.
Kenny Orloff also threw for Elder on that one. And now to punt for Wayne, it's Jack Arnold. And he lets this one go, a wobbler that will bounce around the 50-yard line. It'll take a Warrior bounce to the Elder 48, but only a 27-yard punt. And the Elder Panthers, tied at 7, go back on offense. For all your sports and orthopedic injuries, call Elder grad Dr. Matt Bosom at Cincinnati Sports Medicine, conveniently located on Westbourne Drive, bringing world-class orthopedic care close to home. Dr. Matt Bosom, 347-9999. Visit them on the web, CincinnatiSportsMed.com. Phil the Thrill Bengal, John Lyons and John Kirtley with you on the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week. 1st and 10 for Elder at their own 48. Miller in the gun. And he'll hand off on a draw play. Ben Cafaro at the 50 and down to the Warrior 45-yard line. The first time that the very talented Ben Cafaro has touched the ball today. The 5'9", 175-pound junior who's done everything for Elder this year. He's led them in rushing and receiving. Over 1,000 yards receiving and rushing combined, and he's scored 10 touchdowns. And there he picks up 7 yards. It's 2nd down and 3 for Elder at the Warrior 45. In motion, it's Selby Shademo, but Cafaro gets the carry off right tackle. Big hole, 40, 35, and down to the 33-yard line for a first down. Ben Cafaro with a 12-yard run.
And that's Terrence Talbot with the stop there. If he had not stepped up and just applied the hit, not really wrapped up, but just got a helmet on Cafaro, that would have been 6, as he was the last defender for the Wayne Warriors to make a stop. So Cafaro showing his explosive speed once he gets into the open field.
Phil mentioning Terrence Talbot. He has a brother, Terry Talbot, on the defensive line. Terrence Talbot, a defensive back. Both of them will be Michigan Wolverines next year. So Division I talent on both sides of the ball for Wayne. 1st and 10 for Elder at the Warrior 34-yard line. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat on a counter play. Gets to the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Hey, football fans, before the game, enjoy the freshness and quality of Jersey Mike's subs. Jersey Mike's Pig Party subs and party trays will make your tailgating party a success. Elder grad and Jersey Mike's owner Steve King reminds you to visit their 2 West Side locations, Glenway Crossing and on Delhi Pike. 5:35 to go in the first. Elder and Wayne in this Division I Region 4 quarterfinal are tied at 7 here at the pit tonight. And a big night for football in Cincinnati, a big weekend for football in Cincinnati. 2nd and 5 for Elder. Miller in the gun from the Wayne 30. Back to throw. Blitz coming from the far side. Elder picks it up. They throw a screen pass to Robert Williams, 25. First down to the 20, still going, and down to the 18-yard line. A gain of 12 for Robert Williams. And Elder will have a first down and 10 inside the red zone. Big Robert Williams, a 5'8", 190-pound senior. And Williams, who's been steady all year long at that fullback position, does the job there.
Elder's offensive line did a really nice job of setting up that screen pass, getting enough of the draw upfield so it wasn't just an all-out rush on Mark Miller too quickly, able to get the ball out to Robert Williams.
18 catches now on the year for Williams. 1st and 10 Elder at the Warrior 19-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go in the first. We're tied at 7. Miller will hand it to Cafaro off right tackle. He's thrown down for a 1-yard gain. Tevin Williams on the stop for the Warriors.
Wayne's defense right now, John, kind of kept on their toes guessing after the Panthers open up with 2 big pass plays to O'Connor and a couple big runs. Right now they really can't commit to either of the 2, so it's allowing Elder to really work their offense, not allowing Wayne to put 8 up in the box and just guard against the run. So Wayne really spread out right now on defense.
Miller in the gun on 2nd and 9 from the Warrior 19-yard line. Empty backfield. Quick throw over the middle. Cafaro wide open at the 10. At the 5. Touchdown, Elder. Ben Cafaro in the slot. Miller hit him. There wasn't a Warrior within 10 yards of him. Touchdown, Panthers. They lead 13-7.
I don't know if it's just the fact of the confidence level that Timmy O'Connor's back, but this offense just really seems, after coming through with last week against West High, just really a lot of confidence on that offense and really efficient as well.
Miliano to give Elder a 7-point lead. It's good. 14-7 Panthers. 4:11 to go in the first. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
In a changing real estate environment, you need expert
if you care or not, but Anthony Taylor is actually Anthony Taylor.
Anthony,
it's Anthony,
finest
not
real estate
Anthony.
professionals in Cincinnati, ready to assist you in every step of the way. Kegney Weisker & Associates' goal is to be your agent during every phase of your life. And to do that, service to their clients is their #1 priority. Call Kegney Weisker & Associates, 347-7900, or visit their offices at 3301 Westbourne Drive next to Western Bowl. That's Kegney Weisker and Associates, 347-7900.
Athletes do amazing things, but when something goes wrong, the world comes to Cincinnati Sports
you can just
Medicine.
tap me if you want
the
to do a
name
score
trusted
update.
by more patients and doctors for
I
proven
have
results.
some whenever you're ready.
Our personalized care is unmatched by other centers. You will always see an orthopedic surgeon at any one of our 5 convenient locations. We offer on-site x-ray and physical therapy, and if MRIs are needed, we'll schedule them many times the same day. For injuries common to complex, discover the best. Cincinnati Sports
Tony
Medicine.
Emiliano
Call
should get
347-9999.
some commission, Mark. He gives us a little more airtime himself.
Heads up, gentlemen, we got 10 seconds.
740
The mics are hot.
and streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Go!
Welcome back to the Pit, the Prep Sports Radio Network. McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther football game of the week on Sacred Heart Radio. As Ben Cafaro, a 19-yard touchdown reception, has given Elder a 14-7 lead over the Wayne Warriors with 4:11 to go in the first. Tony Emiliano's kickoff is into the end zone for a touchback, and for the third time tonight, the Wayne Warriors start their drive, at their own 20. Moving right to left, Braxton Miller at quarterback, takes the snap, and he'll hand to Anthony Taylor off to the left side, cuts it back to the right, gets 5 yards. Let's go to Mark Bengal with some score updates on tournament weekend in Cincinnati.
Well, John, Middletown is over Mahler right now, 6-0, a missed extra point on that one. So Middletown 6, Mahler nothing, and Centerville is losing to St. X 13-0. That's also in the first quarter. And quickly, 7-7, Anderson and Lakota West are locked up. Back to you.
2nd and 5 for the Warriors at the Warrior 25. Miller in the gun again. He's got 2 backs in there with him. And now a pre-snap penalty that will likely be against the Wayne Warriors. For a limited time, folks, the books Panther Tracks and the Pride of Price Hill are only $10 each when you purchase more than $250 at the Elder Spirit Store. And with all the Elder fans on your shopping list, you are sure to find that perfect Elder gift. Hats, jewelries, coats, sweaters, polos, they have it all at the Elder Spirit Store. The Elder Spirit Store, a proud sponsor of Elder football. 2nd and 10 for Wayne after the 5-yard penalty. Legal motion. Miller in the gun from the Warrior 20. Clock rolls with 3:23 to go in the first. Back to throw. Throwing to the far flat. It's complete. And what a move at the 25, but brought down for 5 yards. It was Bear Westmoreland. He looked like a player on a video game there, Phil, and someone was just holding a joystick. He was moving around pretty well, but ultimately just a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, just a real quick little spin, and it looked like it was actually going to cause them to pick up maybe get near the first down marker. But Elder's defense swarmed to the football. Good pursuit, and Corey Mason able to bring him down for only a 5-yard gain.
3rd down, and they'll call it 4 from the Warrior 25-yard line. 4 receivers in formation. Miller takes the snap, hands up the middle, and bringing him down close to the first down was that Elder defense. That was Anthony Taylor carrying the ball. And it looks like Taylor's a half yard shy of the first down. And head coach Jay Minton has the punting unit on the field. So the Elder defense forcing a 3-and-out.
Nick Ambliotis in for the stop on the Panthers along with Jake Lindsey to help force that 3-and-out.
All right, Elder will send Ben Cafaro and Jake Fishburne back to receive the punt, which is a wobbler. And Cafaro runs up on it at the 40-yard line, and he pays the price. He is absolutely detonated on the Wayne sideline at the 45-yard line. That's a net punt of 26 yards, and Cafaro got his bell rung, but he springs back up, and he's jogging to the Elder sideline. Tough guy, Cafaro.
Cafaro brings a whole other aspect to this Elder offense. Just different things like that, but getting 2 guys back, hopping up big from that hit, ready to go. But you can hear the Elder crowd cheering that defense on off the field. They've had a couple of real good possessions, and now the offense going back on, hoping to extend their lead.
Mark Miller will be in the shotgun on 1st down and 10 as Elder with good field position again. Last drive started at the 44, this one at the 46. He's got 3 receivers to the right, and Ben Cafaro in the backfield with him. And it's Cafaro right up the middle. He's got a little bit of daylight. He gets to the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 5 for Ben Cafaro. After dealing with last year's hurricane damage, we appreciate more than ever the importance of maintaining our homes. Dan Wall's Painting can reliably help you keep Mother Nature from damaging your most important investment. Call Dan Walls, W-A-L-Z, at 481-7912, 481-7912 for a free consultation. Dan Walls Painting, 481-7912. 2nd and 5 for Elder at the 50. Mark Miller in the shotgun, 4 receivers in the formation, back to throw, rolls right, plenty of time, can run if he wants. He'll throw, though, and he throws to Shadamo, who's got it at the 30-yard line, a gain of 20. Miller had a number of options. He throws to Shadamo, and Selby picks up 21 yards. Shadamo, a 6-foot, 180-pound senior, his 24th catch of the year. Elder has a first down and 10 at the Wayne 29.
Trey Thomas was in coverage for the Wayne Warriors. It tried to get a hand in on Shadamo, but Shadamo able to make the big catch for the Panthers.
1:14 left in the first quarter. Elder leads 14-7. Mark Miller in the gun. It's Cafaro off left tackle, cuts it back, and is swarmed under after a 1-yard gain.
On a stop for the Wayne Warriors. You get a couple guys, but the guy coming off top of the pile, Shane Anke. But the Wayne defense still, once again, John, can't quite figure out this Elder offense. Just when you think you're seeing them run, then they go to the air and complete a pass like they just did on the last down to Selby Shadamo in a tough environment. So the Elder Panthers really just pulling out the arsenal so far in the first quarter.
2nd down and 10 for Elder at the Warrior 29. Panthers lead 14-7. Empty backfield for Miller. 37 seconds to go in the first. Elder moves left to right. Miller. Quick throw. Cafaro has it at the 21-yard line. Close to a first down, maybe a yard shy. Cafaro for 8. It'll be 3rd and short. Mark Miller looking very sharp here in the early going. I don't believe he's thrown an incompletion yet. Maybe one.
We'll knock on wood for that.
Yeah.
There.
I think he overthrew Welch on the first drive.
I think, and that was a miss little kind of miscue there, kind of a last-second throw. But that is, John, you are correct. That is his only incomplete so far.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And Elder leads 14-7. And we'll be back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
When the need arises for an excellent electrical contractor, call Cooper Electric at 513-271-5000. At Cooper Electric, you'll find an experienced and trusted electrical contractor who has been in business for over 63 years. You can expect Cooper Electric to service your needs with high-quality work that is guaranteed. That's why over 70% of Cooper Electric's business comes from repeat and referred customers. At Cooper Electric, real people answer the phones 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When you call, ask about Cooper Electric's 10-year transferable warranty. Whether the job is large or small, in your home, business, or factory, call Cooper Electric for all your electrical needs. Look them up in the Yellow Pages, online at www.cooper-electric.net, or call Greg Hyland, Elder Class of 68, at 513-271-5000. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000.
Hi, I'm Brian Patrick. Enjoy the game here on Sacred Heart Radio, and be sure to stay with Sacred Heart Radio for the Sunrise Morning Show. Monday morning, Matt and I will have interesting interviews.
5 seconds, mics are hot.
All the information you need to start your day a better way. The Sunrise Morning Show on Sacred Heart Radio.
Go!
Along with Phil the Thrill Bengal, Mark Bengal, John Lyons, I'm John Kirtley. Welcome back to the pit. Start of the second quarter. Elder leads 14-7 over the Wayne Warriors, and the Panthers knocking on the door again. 3rd and 1 from the Warrior 20-yard line. Mark Miller in the gun, empty backfield. He'll throw quickly over the middle. Alex Welch, the big tight end, to the 16-yard line. That's a first down. Alex Welch, his 31st reception, the first one tonight for Welch, the 6'5", 245-pound senior, headed to Notre Dame next year to play football. Picks up 5 yards, and the Panthers move the sticks.
Brought down on a play by Trey Moore of the Warriors defense. But Alex Welch is one key component of this offense that has to become involved, and that really, really gives defenses headaches when you have him involved.
Mark Miller in the gun. He's got Cafaro and Robert Williams in the backfield. And it's Cafaro right up the gut on a block from Williams. Gets through the first wave to the 10-yard line. He's stacked up, but he picks up 5 yards. Ben Cafaro active early on for the Elder Panthers. It'll be 2nd down and 4 at the 10-yard line. We want to send get well wishes to our colleague Tom Kennedy, who could not make the game tonight. We know Tom's listening. He'll be probably watching the UC game later on. Turn down the sound, Tom, and you want to stick with us, of course. But get well soon, Tom Kennedy. We'll see you next week, Tom. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat on 2nd and 4 from the 10. And he'll go up the middle. Got room! Touchdown, Elder! Ben Cafaro, untouched, 10 yards. Elder leads 20-7.
Elder's offensive line did a really nice job of getting down the field, picking up some linebackers, but opening up the hole up front for Ben Cafaro to use that breakout speed and pick up the yardage needed to get into the end zone.
Miliano on to make it 21-7. So one way to combat this explosive Wayne offense is to simply outscore them, and Elder's doing that here tonight. Miliano's kick is up and good. 21-7 Elder. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Elder Wayne.
The Price Hill Civic Club is proud to have Elder High School as our neighbor. Like Elder, the Price Hill Civic Club is working to make our community a better place. We encourage everyone to take pride in Price Hill as we continue the great traditions that our neighborhood was founded on. Great schools, beautiful houses, wonderful people. Our Price Hill. Go Elder. Go Price Hill.
Hi, I'm Jerry Thomas. My wife's a great cook, spends lots of time in her kitchen. And when she wanted to update it, we started with the countertops. We chose the good folks at Hellmart, a company with 27 years in business. Joan liked granite and corian, but Hellmart has it all. Cambria quartz, limestone, concrete, laminates of all kinds. And Hellmart's own crews fabricated and installed our countertops. No subcontractors. An updated kitchen will pay off in cash and great meals. Call my friends at Hellmart, 941-3095, 941-3095, or hellmart.net.
Go.
Welcome back to the pit, where Ben Cafaro's 10-yard touchdown has given Elder a 21-7 lead. Tony Miliano kickoff into the end zone for an automatic touchback. Before you know it, the ski slopes at Ober-Gatlinburg will be white with snow. Go to relaxchalet.com and check out this beautiful chalet just minutes from the slopes. Ski all day and then relax in the outdoor hot tub overlooking the twinkling downtown lights of Gatlinburg. Check out the view right now at Relax Chalet. That's relaxchalet.com, locally owned, West Side owner. 21-7 Elder. Ben Cafaro's second touchdown of the night. The first one rushing has propelled Elder to a 21-7 lead, and the Wayne Warriors back on the attack from their own 20-yard line. Braxton Miller out of the shotgun. Back to throw. Four-man rush. Quick throw to the far sideline. It's complete to Bear Westmoreland. And they mark him out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That's a gain of 9. And Bear Westmoreland picks up 9 yards on the reception. His 24th catch of the year. 25th catch of the year. And it's 2nd and 1. First quarter stats. Elder with 157 yards of offense compared to Wayne's 99. That's through one quarter. And, of course, 61 of Wayne's 99 yards came on one play. So Elder looking good early on. On 2nd and 1, they'll hand to Anthony Taylor. Nope, it's Braxton Miller who kept it himself. He's got the first down to the 35, stacked up by Corey Mason, Kenny Orloff, and company, but not before a 7-yard gain by Braxton Miller. Down to John Lyons. John?
John, an interesting story on junior Braxton Miller. He almost never became a Warrior. When he was in 8th grade, he and his father wanted him to go to Springfield South, but they talked to the coaching staff there, and they said he could not start as a freshman at quarterback. The rest is history.
Springfield South is paying for that decision, that's for sure. 1st and 10 for Miller and the Warriors at their own 36-yard line. Miller in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Anthony Taylor in the backfield. And it's Anthony Taylor up the middle, and he picks up 2 yards. Kenny Orloff on the stop, along with Corey Mason. And that's a 2-yard gain. 9.5 minutes left in the first half. Elder leading 21-7.
Orloff, a couple of weeks ago, we were calling his name on the offensive line. Orloff has now come back to the defensive line as guys are getting healthier on the offensive line for the Panthers. So he's able to come back to the defense, kind of rotate in and out with Steve Newman.
2nd down and 9 for the Warriors at their own 37. Braxton Miller in the gun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Anthony Taylor in the backfield. And they'll throw a screen pass to the near side. It's caught at the 40 to the 45. 5, and cutting to the outside and giving ground, and finally brought down is Seth Stewart. Nice stop on the far side by Alex Taylor. And Stewart actually almost had the first down, reversed ground and gave up 2 yards. So that's only a 7-yard gain. It brings up 3rd and 2.
Taylor with a nice open field tackle. You know, a lot of coaches always think that that's one of the hardest things to do, and they try to teach their guys to do it. Obviously, the Elder coaching staff did a really nice job preparing the kids for those sorts of things, because that was an example, John, like you said, tried to put the moves on, probably could have picked up the first down, but Taylor just broke down, made a very key tackle for the Panthers.
Jim Collins Auto Body reminds you that it is your right to choose where your car is repaired following an accident. Tell your insurance company that you want the best for your car. Insist on Jim Collins Auto Body. Jim Collins Auto Body, a longtime sponsor of Elder Panther football on the Prep Sports Radio Network. And we have a little bit of a delay of game here. I think the referees are trying to adjust the play clock or the game clock, one or the other. It's 21-7, Elder with the lead, 8:39 to go. And Doug Ramsey is relaying the message from the referee up to the coaching staff, who I think will in the press box, who then go over to the clock operator. So this must be a game clock issue. Okay, actually we're wrong on that. Someone in the stands is blowing a whistle, and the referees have issued a warning to the crowd to knock it off. So the referee came to the sidelines to tell Doug Ramsey to call up to the press box, which Ramsey did, and a message went out over the PA to stop the whistling. How about that, Phil?
Well, noisemakers are illegal, actually, OHSAA rules. That even includes those cowbells you always hear.
3rd down and 2 for the Warriors at their own 44. Elder stacks the line. Under center Miller, now he'll step back in the shotgun. As almost every team does nowadays, Miller is in that spread offense. And he'll take the snap, quarterback draw, and he dives. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jacob Lindsay got him low. I think also coming up for Elder to make the stop was Kevin Highland, and it's 4th down.
Panthers come up big with a nice stop there. Not fooled by the delay, by the draw play. Panthers wrapping up, sound tackling, and now the Panthers are going to get to go back on the offense side of the football.
Jack Arnold, 3rd punt tonight. Line of scrimmage, the Warrior 43. Cafaro and Fishburne back deep for Elder. And a low knuckleball that Fishburne will haul in at the 18-yard line. He cuts it to the left and gets to the 25-yard line. It's a 7-yard return and a punt of 38 yards. And Elder goes back on the attack. They lead by 14. And now a 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. CNATI.com, CNATI.com. Breaking news, in-depth features, and insightful commentary on Cincinnati sports. CNATI.com, CNATI.com, CNATI.com. The future of sports journalism, CNATI.com. 7:35 to go in the half. Elder leads the Wayne Warriors of Huber Heights 21-7. They have a 1st down and 10 at their own 25. Phil the Thrill Bengal and John Kirtley in the booth with you. John Lyons on the sideline on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Mark Miller in the gun. He'll hand it to Cafaro. Draw play off the left side. He's dragged down for a 1-yard gain. Nice stop by Trey Moore. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. Coming up at the half, it's the Cagney, Weisker, and Associates halftime report with Mark Bengal and Steve Bengal.
John, we got one of our first just quick little emails. Mark Robin, loud and clear, coming in Southern California. So tuned in and listening. Also, Lori Kuhn listening down in Florida as well, enjoying the stream tonight.
All right. You can email us in the booth questions at ehsports.com. Questions at ehsports.com. Thanks to those listening. We've 2 places that have better weather than Cincinnati tonight. Miller throws deep and over the head of Tim O'Connor. He actually ran out of bounds. The Elder faithful wanted pass interference. One-on-one coverage by Terrence Talbot. No flag. It's incomplete. 3rd and 9.
Talbot did a nice job of making O'Connor run right on the sideline and not giving him a step, staying step for step. Kind of forced him out of bounds, but just by continuing to stay shoulder to shoulder with him, I think it looked like a more of a pass interference than it probably was, obviously by the no call by the officials.
6:49 to go in the half. It's 3rd and 9 for Elder. They lead 21-7. They have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Elder is yet to punt tonight. 3 possessions, 3 scores. Miller in the gun, trips to the right. A receiver to the left is O'Connor. Miller to throw, plenty of time. Throws near side, O'Connor open, got it! 45-yard line, first down Elder. 18-yard gain for Tim O'Connor, who now has over 80 yards receiving in the first half. He has not played since week 5. First game in more than 6 weeks. And O'Connor having a huge first half. That time he picks up 18 yards, and Elder moves the chains. 1st and 10 at their own 47. Miller in the gun, a receiver to the left, Sademo, and they'll hand it to Cafaro, draw play, big hole at the 50, squirts through to the Wayne 49-yard line. That's a gain of 4. And let's go to Mark Bengal with a score update. Mark?
Yeah, we got some local score updates. Middletown now over Muller, 12-3. St. X, that lead is shrinking, 13-6 over Centerville. And from reports that the Centerville defense is tightening up there. Anderson and Lakota West still locked up at 7. Back to you.
Of course, Elder will take on the winner of that St. Xavier Centerville game a week from tonight. 2nd and 7 for Elder at the 50. They empty the backfield, trips to the right, to the left. Miller, quick throw over the middle. Welch has it. First down to the Wayne 43-yard line. That's a gain of 7. And Mark Miller looks as sharp as you can look here in this first half. He was 6 of 7 in the first quarter. And looking pretty good in the second quarter as well. And it's 1st down and 10 Elder at the Warrior 43-yard line. Go to PrepSportsRadio.com to see a list of most of the businesses that help bring you the games live on the Prep Sports Radio Network. If your business would like to be a sponsor of Elder Panther football, click on advertising. You can hear your commercials next week. PrepSportsRadio.com. 1st and 10 Elder at the Warrior 43-yard line. 5:50 left in the first half. Panthers lead 21-7. The runner reverse with Selby Shademo. He gets the corner at the 45, at the 40, and brought down at the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 6 as Mark Miller out of the shotgun rolled right, and on a reverse, Shademo picks up 7.
And that's Trey Moore on the stop for the Warriors defense. Got over to Shademo. Shademo able to get off of that edge, a little flip sweep, not a direct handoff. Miller took off, flipped it up. So that's another one of those scary moments there that the Panthers could have had, but a nice execution by Mark Miller and Selby Shademo.
2nd and 3 for Elder. Miller in the gun from the Wayne 37-yard line. Takes the snap, draw play, Cafaro cuts it back, and he goes nowhere. Brought down for no gain by Michael Bonner, and it brings up a 3rd and 3 for Elder with 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
John, just want to give another hello out there to Jeffrey Woolber, who listens week in, week out, or is at the game. And he can't be here again tonight, but he's one of the most dedicated young Elder Panther fans that I've ever seen. And I know he's been in and out and under the weather, so hopefully he's feeling better, and our prayers and thoughts are with you.
3rd down and 4 for Elder. From the Wayne 37, Elder moves right to left. Miller in the shotgun, barking out signals, back to throw. 4-man rush, they set up the middle screen for Williams. He can't get by the first wave, and that one goes for a 1-yard gain. Nice defense by Tevin Williams. And Elder now with a 4th and 3 from the Warrior 37, and I don't think any hesitation here. Elder will go for it.
I think the first time around, Elder ran that screen. Wayne was fooled. Second time around, they sniffed it out very well. They saw it coming, and they moved right up.
John Lyons to the sidelines. John?
Yeah, if you're wondering just how spry Tony Miliano feels tonight, he was hitting from 52 yards before the game, but this one out of his range.
And Doug Ramsey with a change of heart, he will punt. So Corey Mason will punt. Line of scrimmage to 37, trying to angle this one, but no such luck. It does take a bounce at the 15, takes an Elder roll inside the 10, and will be down at the 4-yard line. So great job by Corey Mason. A 33-yard punt, and the Wayne Warriors will start at their own 40-yard line with 3:41 left in the half. You have worked hard for your success, and now you want to know how to best position yourself for a successful retirement. The Lucian Schuster team at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney uses their 48 years of combined experience to help guide you with a successful wealth management plan. To schedule your complimentary retirement planning consultation, call Elder grad Adam Schuster at 513-562-8304, 513-562-8304. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, member SIPC. Braxton Miller will be standing on the goal line when he takes his shotgun snap. 1st and 10 from the 4. Anthony Taylor back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nick Amblionis blows it up. Kevin Highland as well. And the Elder defense looking good after that first jittery possession of Wayne. And it's 2nd down and 9 for the Warriors at their own 5.
And right now, Wayne is in that hard area where they're in the horseshoe. They're near the cheering section. Coach James early in the game told the cheering section to be real loud. They kind of put Braxton Miller in an uncomfortable situation that the Warriors have never been in this season.
Braxton Miller has been quiet after his 61-yard touchdown on the game's first possession. 2nd and 9. Elder wants to blitz, and they'll hand on a draw play up the middle to the 7-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6, and that was Seth Stewart for a gain of 2. 2:50 left in the half. It's 3rd down and 7 for Wayne at their own 7-yard line. Elder leads 21-7.
So currently right now, John, the Wayne Warriors just kind of in a tough position, almost going into the end of the second quarter, just really making sure that they don't give up a big play to the Panthers
All right, 3rd down and 7. Braxton Miller will be in the shotgun from the Warriors 7-yard line. 5-receiver formation. He takes a snap, pumps once, quarterback draw, got a little bit of room, but dragged down for no gain. The Elder defense up to the task again, and I don't think I've seen a linebacker more around the ball this year than Kevin Highland has been tonight. All over the place, no gain, and Elder calls a timeout with 2:10 left. We'll take a 30-second break on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
I'll try and get Ramsey for one at the half. I'll try and get Ramsey for one at the half.
Okay. Of Elder Sports and Elder High School. After the game, stop in for some delicious cheese conies or your other favorites and support these locally owned Skyline Chili restaurants. Supporters of Elder include Glenway, Dent, Cleves, Price Hill, and Delhi.
You're up.
Welcome back to the pit. 2:10 left here in the first half. Elder leads the Wayne Warriors 21-7, along with Phil the Thrill Bengal and John Lyons. I'm John Kirtley. The Division I Region 4 quarterfinal, in other words, the first round of the playoffs. Elder with a home game here tonight at the pit, and looking good early on. They lead 21-7, trailed 7-0, not even a minute and a half into the game. The Panthers, of course, the Division I runners-up last year, and trying to get back to Canton. They get a big lift emotionally tonight with Tim O'Connor, and then he takes the emotion and turns it into reality with 3 big plays in the first half. One of those a 42-yard touchdown. The punt on 4th and 7 from the 7-yard line is a good one by Jack Arnold of the Wayne Warriors, and Jake Fishburne calls fair catch at the Elder 49-yard line. So with 2:04 left in the second quarter, the Elder Panthers leading 21-7 will have a 1st down and 10 near midfield. A great chance to run that 2-minute offense, Phil.
And the 2-minute offense Elder runs is almost like their offense they run the entire game. They have the wristbands, and throughout the other course of the game, they take it a little bit slower, but now there's nothing really going to be changed. It's just the plays are going to get in a lot quicker, and Elder's going to keep moving.
Quarterback Mark Miller in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers left, one to the right, and he will roll left and throw out of the backfield. Robert Williams threw his hands and incomplete. Dangerous play there as that ball hung in the air for a while. Trey Thomas might have had a shot at it. It's 2nd down and 10.
2 or 3 Warriors over there kind of out in the flat area after Williams tipped the ball up in the air, and that could have been disastrous had they got on that, as the rest of the Elder receiving core and line was good 10 yards away from that. So lucky for the Panthers they escaped there, but with about 1:58 left, they're just taking their time, getting those plays in, and trying to move the ball down for another score before the half.
Cagney Weisker Associates halftime report coming up at the half. 2nd down and 10 for Elder at the Elder 49-yard line. Panthers lead by 14. Mark Miller in the shotgun. Back to throw. 4-man rush. Throwing deep middle. O'Connor one-on-one leaps, and he brings it down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 29 yards. Now the referee's talking about it because the ball came loose when O'Connor hit the ground. Do they wave it off? They do. It's incomplete. So O'Connor had it in his hands. When he went to the turf, the ball came loose. One referee called it complete. They talk and rule it incomplete. 3rd and 10.
It was a very close call. He went down, was tackled, hit the ground. Whether he had complete possession, ball came out, not 100%, but the ball did come out very clearly, went about 2 yards away. So referees make a heads-up call there, and that puts Elder in a 3rd and 10 situation here.
Tim O'Connor broke his right wrist in that St. X game. He is back wearing a purple cast. And he looked good in warm-ups. Obviously looks good tonight. You wonder what his pain threshold is. Obviously it's pretty high for Tim O'Connor, who's going to Indiana next year to play football. Mark Miller on 3rd and 10. They throw a quick slant to Selby Shadamo, who's going to be brought down at the 43-yard line, about 2 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 4th down and 2 for Elder with 1:40 left in the half. And let's see what Doug Ramsey does here.
And that's Trey Thomas to stop for the Warriors. Warriors defense responding a little bit better to the Elder offense on this drive, holding them in check right now. But the Panthers looking at a 4th and short, and it does not look like Coach Ramsey is going to be punting the ball here. Looks like they're going to be going for it.
They let the clock roll. There's 1:16 left in the half. It's 4th down and 2 for Elder from the Wayne 43-yard line. And Mark Miller will empty the backfield. He'll be in the shotgun. 5 receivers in the formation. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Miller to throw. 4-man rush. Has time. Throws near sideline. Complete. First down. Ben Cafaro at the 35-yard line. They'll stop the clock and move the sticks, but Elder converts a 4th down with 59 seconds left in the second quarter.
Ben Cafaro coming up with another big play for the Panthers. He's become another one of those pieces on this offense that's almost guaranteed to pick up something for the Panthers.
They roll the clock, 55 seconds left. Miller in the shotgun, 4 receivers in the formation. Robert Williams in the block for Miller. And they bring a blitz. Miller in deep trouble. Now he rolls right, and now a holding call coming up against Elder. Miller throws complete to the Wayne 26-yard line. That's a gain of 9, but I think this one's coming back. As Miller had to retreat all the way to midfield. He had 2 guys right in his face, and Robert Williams trying to hold both of them. And Williams going to be called for an illegal block in the back, actually. So that might thwart this 2-minute drill for Elder because the penalty occurred right near midfield. This could be a 20-yard penalty or more for Elder. The line of scrimmage was the Wayne 35, and now they'll mark it. Let's see where they mark it. Wow. This is going to be all the way back at the Elder 36-yard line. So that amounts to a 29-yard penalty.
And the Panthers there, Robert Williams trying to protect Mark Miller and got into that situation where it was a half and half block in the back. He didn't knock anybody over, kind of bumped into him. Official was right there. Had to throw that flag.
41 seconds left in the half. 1st and 37 for Elder. They'll throw a slip screen to Ben Cafaro. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So Elder, who has 2 timeouts left, not using them, and the Panthers look like they're indifferent to advancing the ball here. That penalty appears to be the bullet through the foot here on this 2-minute drill. 20 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 27 for Elder at the Warrior 37-yard line. Miller to throw again. And he rolls right. He's got a man in his face. He retreats to the Elder 20 and chucks it into the seats. Incomplete. 8 seconds left in the half. So the Panthers had a 1st down and 10 at the Warrior 35-yard line with 59 seconds to go. And now, with 8 seconds left, they have a 3rd and 37 at the Warrior 39-yard line. Panthers will, though, take a lead into the locker room. And when you're in the playoffs, you don't care how it gets done. You want the lead, and Elder will have that tonight at halftime. And Cafaro will get it on a draw play, run up the middle, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. And an explosive one at that for the purple of Elder. The Elder Panthers lead the Wayne Warriors 21-7, and John Lyons is going to catch up with Doug Ramsey. John?
Doug, things seem to be going quite well. Anything not going right at this point in time?
Well, that holding penalty, we had a chance to really put this thing away. You know, we miss a blocking assignment, then one of our offensive linemen holds, so it puts us in a bad position. You know, we were already in field goal range. We're in good shape. You know, we just got we got to do things right. You know, when we make mistakes, mental mistakes, you know, holdings, things like that, then we hurt ourselves. If we do everything right, we're going to win the game, you know, and that's what it comes down to.
How much does it mean having Tim O'Connor back on the field?
Well, you know, you watch, obviously, there. He makes big plays for us. I still think he made a big play there. Even the ref on the sideline was like, yeah, I'd like to see that one again, you know. So Timmy can just do a lot of things, and he puts a lot of pressure on defenses.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
John Lyons with Doug Ramsey, and Doug has to be happy with his performance in with his team's performance here in the first half. A 21-7 lead over the Wayne Warriors in this Division I Region 4 quarterfinal at home, the final game of the season at the Pit. Coming up next, it's the Cagney Weisker and Associates halftime report. 21-7 Elder. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Hi, Panther fans. Walt Kelsey with McCluskey Chevrolet, class of 2000. It feels just like yesterday I wore the purple and white and played in the Pit. There wasn't anything like it. These days, I spend my time working at Ohio's #1 volume dealership, McCluskey Chevrolet in the Kings Auto Mall. We offer the best prices guaranteed, and although we're 20 miles north of Elder Country, we will roll out the purple carpet for you. Call Walt Kelsey at 761-1111. Go Panthers and Altiora.
Joseph Toyota in Scion, located just north of Ronald Reagan Highway on Colerain Avenue, is a proud supporter of high school football and home of 89 Elder grad Mark Oliver. Give Mark Oliver a call at 513-385-1800 for details on Joseph Toyota's incredible $159 a month Toyota Corolla deal. Toyota and Scion have the quality cars you're looking for, and Joseph Toyota will provide you with the excellent service you demand. That's Joseph Toyota on Colerain, 513-385-1800.
Athletes do amazing things, but when something goes wrong, the world comes to Cincinnati Sports Medicine, the name trusted by more patients and doctors for proven results. Our personalized care is unmatched by other centers. You will always see an orthopedic surgeon at any one of our 5 convenient locations. We offer on-site x-ray and physical therapy, and if MRIs are needed, we'll schedule them many times the same day. For injuries common to complex, discover the best. Cincinnati Sports Medicine. Call
Keith Schenkel, or Kyle is his older brother in it.
First game open next.
All right.
740 WNOP, Newport, Cincinnati, and streaming at sacredheartradio.com. It's time for the Cagney Weisker and Associates halftime report. Now, let's go back and break down the first half action and get you updated with other scores in the area. Once again, here's Mark Bengal, Tom Kennedy, and Steve Bengal.
Go!
All right, and welcome back to the Pit at Elder High School, where the Elder Panthers have a lead over the Wayne Warriors 21-7 at the halftime, and we're enjoying a wonderful halftime show by the Wayne Marching Band. Fine band they are, kind of puts you in mind of the Oak Hills Highlanders marching unit. And Steve, Elder needed a little bit of a shot in the arm, and they got that with Timmy O'Connor. What a gutsy play, and some of the catches for the folks at home. He is not trying to go easy on that. The last catch that almost was a catch that they called incomplete at the end.
If this was a college game, they'd still be reviewing.
They would be, and it's one of those things where he is just a spark this team really needed.
He is, and you can see, a confidence level of Mark Miller then goes to the confidence of the offense, and the offense is playing a lot harder than I've seen them play for the last 5 weeks. They seem to have it, together. That they're playing a lot sharper, and they're they're really taking care of business. Elder, like Doug Ramsey said, going into half had a chance to put it away, actually a couple times, but their drives kind of stalled out. But the Elder offense is looking really good, and the defense, except for that first series, the defense is really stepping up as well.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
And they're really watching Braxton Miller, and he's the guy that you have to contain. There's been several times where he stepped up and tried to squirt through, and it just wasn't there because they had somebody on him. So, I think that Elder is well prepared, I'd rather be ahead than behind. But as we talked about in the pregame show, this is not an unfamiliar place for Wayne to be.
Exactly.
Wayne is 7-3 on the year. Coming in, but they've only been ahead 3 times at halftime out of their 7 victories. So it's not out of the question, and they haven't even gotten up some of their juice until the fourth quarter, because only 5 games they've been ahead after the third quarter. So a couple more victories they pulled out in the fourth. So they've finished really strong, and like we said earlier in the pregame show, they've doubled up on their opponents in the second half, outscoring opponents down the stretch, actually throughout the season, in the fourth quarter, 139 points to 70. So they're a very tough second half team. They make very good adjustments, and obviously we've talked through the season the adjustments that Doug Ramsey and his coaching staff make. It's going to be a very exciting second half. Elder gets the ball first. If they can drive, take some time, and run it down, then Wayne's going to have to get into that position that we talked about, where they don't like to throw it more than they run it, and Braxton Miller is going to have to put the ball up because you can't grind it out when you're behind by that many scores.
Well, Steve, I think a key factor is the fact that Elder will get the ball first, and I think that the shot in the arm that Timmy O'Connor adds to this offense has really got the Wayne Warriors on their heels. Now, they're obviously going to try to scheme, but right now they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the Wayne Warriors, and I'm sure Doug Ramsey wants to get some points on the board as soon as they come out in the third quarter.
I think so, and I think the ideal, if I'm Doug Ramsey, is you come out and score in that first drive, and you take up a good portion of the third quarter, because right now you don't want to kill the clock, but the clock is on Elder's side. If they come out and score in a minute, we'll take the points. It'd be much better if it took them 6 or 7 to score. So, Elder's looking to control the game. Obviously, Wayne looking to get the ball. They're going to be playing hard. They're a very tough team. They're going to be looking for turnovers, and they're going to be looking to put the ball in the end zone.
But, Steve, looking at some scores that we had just before we went out at halftime, St. X is leading Centerville. That was late in the second quarter, 13-6. And Steve,
I got an update on that.
Okay,
it's
go
now
ahead.
20-6, very, very near halftime. 20-6, X over Centerville.
And also Middletown was. Do we get an update on that? It was 12-3 or less.
12-3, very near the end of the second quarter as well. That game may be at half, 12-3. Middletown over Moeller. Moeller just having a tough night. They're playing out at
Laughlin Stadium. Now, Steve, looking at the Moeller Crusaders, and we know they have an exceptionally strong running game. But in the GMC, the teams that the Middletown Middies see, they see running game teams all the time. That's not really much of a stretch for them. Now, what they don't see a lot is passing, and if Hendricks can't get the passing game on track, could be a long night for the Crusaders.
If I'm playing Moeller, I want to make Hendricks pass. He's going to Notre Dame. Charlie Weiss,
loses one today. I know your admiration for Charlie there.
He's an awful coach, which is sad for me, because I love to see Brian Kelly at UC. That game starting at 8 o'clock tonight. Don't have any score on that game, but Brian Kelly very successful in his third year at UC, and they keep on talking about him possibly going to Notre Dame. And as a part-time Notre Dame fan, I'd love to see it, because he turned that program around from the sad sack shape it's in now. They're 19th in the country, which I can't believe. But I think Brian Kelly would really coach that team up, which would be good for the Kyle Rudolph and Alex Welch, who is going there. But what Charlie sees in Hendricks, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like a good tight end or defensive lineman or something.
If I'm playing Moeller, I want to make him pass. And late with 5:32 to go in the second quarter out at Anderson is Lakota West 13-7 over Anderson. And Anderson undefeated going into the game tonight, looking to move on.
And you, Steve, their one scorer came not on an offensive play.
Anderson's one score, Kyle Slater, who we talked about in the pregame as the running back having 1,200 yards. He took it to the house, 98 or 97 yards on the opening kickoff. After that, it's been all West, and the one bright spot for Anderson is on the second touchdown. They blocked the extra point, so they got that going for them. But I want to thank Craig Black, who's out there, been sending me scores all year. He also coaches for West High. Talked to him last week, he's a faithful follower of prep sports
and a good supplier of scores for us. And
absolutely,
I'd like to remind folks also that following tonight's game, we will be having a Prep Sports after-game show, as we like to call it, Prep Sports Radio Game Night. Lots of scores to cover you on all throughout the state. Every game throughout the state right now is big, Steve. You know, we have scores also. Massillon was beating Hoover 7-0.
That's 7-3 now.
7-3 now. Maybe I should let you do some of the score updates but these are all important scores.
Very important scores because everything funnels in and funnels down, and we have all the brackets for all the divisions that are playing tonight, and we'll put those into place. Plus, we'll look at the local teams that won last night that are moving on. Winton Woods, Wyoming. They're moving on, so we're going to talk about those teams as well.
And we have the big screen TVs over there. There will be the UC football game on every TV. Unfortunately, we will be there too, talking, but hopefully about an Elder win. But we'd like
listen to us and watch that, and everything will be just hunky dory.
And we know a lot of Elder fans are at up at UC with the radios listening to this game. After that game, head on up to La Rosa's after a big UC win and join us from up at La Rosa's on Buno, Steve. And Tom Kennedy will be there, too.
Yeah, Tom Kennedy will be there.
Leave the dachshund at home, though, Tom. They don't let little wiener dogs in there.
Put that thing in the cage and come on out.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's up north at Springfield over Kaufman, 6-0. These scores are all nearing or at the half. It's Glen Oak 20, Wadsworth 7, Euclid losing to Solon tonight, 10-0. It's Massillon 7, Hoover 3, and Canton McKinley 13, Whitmer nothing. So those are some of the scores that we're looking at, and they'll make sense when we talk about them after the game, because we'll be plugging them in as far as who's going to be playing who and how it all funnels down to Week 15.
All right, it is time for us to take a timeout with the Kegney-Weisker halftime report. I'm Mark Bengal with Steve Bengal. Tom Kennedy will be joining us at the Prep Sports Radio Game Night. We'll be back in a few moments right here on AM 740 and the Prep Sports Radio Network.
In a changing real estate environment, you need expert advice in marketing or purchasing your home.
Back to the keys.
Kegney-Weisker & Associates has the finest real estate professionals in Cincinnati, ready to assist you in every step of the way. Kegney-Weisker & Associates' goal is to be your agent during every phase of your life. And to do that, service to their clients is their #1 priority. Call Kegney-Weisker & Associates, 347-7900, or visit their offices at 3301 Westbourne Drive next to Western Bowl. That's Kegney-Weisker & Associates, 347-7900.
Robert Jones Plumbing understands that when you call a plumber, you want your plumbing dilemma solved on time.
How much time we got over there in halftime?
7:22.
Plumbing guarantees your satisfaction.
One of the girls.
I got enough time to let these run out, okay?
Well, we got to come back for the keys of the game. One of the girls with the
should be the first number you call at 353-2230.
flipping around the rifles, the rifle hit the ground,
Whatever
bounced
your
up.
plumbing needs, call Robert Jones
Feel
Plumbing.
bad about that.
353-2230. 353-2230.
Ever buy something just because it was on sale? That's no
Get the
value.
trainer out here.
No, a real value starts with the stuff you love. Take La Rosa's Just Right combos. Smaller portions of La Rosa's pizza, pasta, and hoagies, plus salad or soup, all for just $5.99 to $7.99. See what I mean? The food you love at a pretty tasty price, too. Just Right combos. Call 513-347-1111 or visit larosas.com. La Rosa's, real flavor from real family recipes.
Don Beautiful Jewelers at 1966 Anderson Ferry Road.
A very illegal idea after this, and then back to you.
For holiday hours at 922-4265. 922-4265. That's 922-HANK. This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio.
Yes, we believe what we receive is the real blood and body of Jesus.
740 WNOP, Newport, Cincinnati. And streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Go!
And we are back at the pit at Elder, where Elder is over defeating Wayne Warriors 21-7 at the half. And Steve, Doug Ramsey and Coach Minton are in there scheming out their second half. Elder gets the ball first. What do you think Doug wants to do?
I think what Elder wants to do is grind clock, and whether they take this opening kickoff back down the field to score, or if they just take a lot of time off the clock. Basically, what they want to do is shortchange Wayne and take as much time off the clock as possible. They've had a wonderful balance on offense, and the defense is really stepping up. And I think for Elder, they need to keep on doing what they're doing because they've been very successful. What they're going to have to do is react to the changes that Wayne makes.
Which you are sure they're going to.
And I'm sure they are. Except for the first game of the season and the last 2 games of the season, out of a 10-game season, Mark, Wayne has been down at halftime in every one of those games, except for the 3 that I just spoke about. They know what they're doing, and they know how to get they know how to get it done. And I think what they're going to be wanting to do is just kind of move to the passing and rushing game, and I think they'll be fine.
All right.
I think Braxton Miller is the key to me. Braxton Miller, a good point guard and a good quarterback, distribute the ball. Braxton Miller has to take a little bit of it off of his shoulders and get it to his receivers that we talked about in the pregame show. If he does that, gets the ball downfield a little bit, I think Wayne's got a chance to come back. And they know how to come back, and they're just in familiar territory right now. I think some of the people that you're going to be hearing in the second half for Wayne, Seth Stewart running and receiving, Bear Westmoreland, great receiver, and Anthony Taylor, who's been the workhorse today receiving. Those guys are the ones that have to step it up. I think for Wayne to be successful in the second half, you want to hear less Braxton Miller, and you want to hear more about those 3 gentlemen.
And what we want to see from the Elder Panthers is exactly what they saw in the first half. Mark Miller, 18 for 13 for 177 yards passing. I think the passing game, of course, it's good to see the leading receiver is Timmy O'Connor with 3 catches for 88 yards. And he's mixing it up, though. Cafaro with 36, Shadema with 30, and Williams with 12. So 4 receivers making action there tonight, and it's been electric on offense. We're going to take a timeout. The second half of football is coming up with John Kirtley and Phil the Thrill Bengal when we come back on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Everybody knows the farm is the place to have a banquet or wedding reception, but did you know you can enjoy the farm's delicious food every Tuesday and Thursday night? From 4:45 until 8 p.m., the dinner buffet serves their famous fried chicken along with other tasty entrees and desserts, all for one low price. And if you can't bring your party to the farm, they'll bring the farm's food to you. To pick up or have a large order delivered, call 48 hours ahead, 922-7020. The Farm, 239 Anderson Ferry Road in Delhi.
More bad news on Wall Street today as investors reacted to...
Here's an idea. How about less talking about the economy and more digging, sawing, and hammering? Less talk about what isn't working and more rolling up sleeves, putting on hard hats, firing up skid steers. As America gets back to work, the men and women who get it done need tools they can depend on. That's why they look to the most trusted name in work boots for the toughest shoes money can buy. Red Wing. At your local Red Wing store, we build on a 104-year reputation.
Tim O'Connor
premium leather,
after the game?
hand stitching, strength,
yeah,
and
I'd
durability.
say so.
And we offer hundreds of styles, so you get boots
I'll
that
try
fit
and corral
everywhere a
Doug
good
this
work
time
boot
too,
should.
but he's a tough
Your
one to
job,
catch
your
after a
feet,
game.
and your wallet. So let's get to it. Stop in and see us on your way to the job site.
We'll take anybody.
Genuine Red Wing shoes. Shovel ready since 1905.
Visit the Red Wing Shoe Store at 8071 Drive off Mall Road in Florence,
Just in
Kentucky.
case our streamers didn't hear
This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio.
Can you get about 10 seconds?
740.
Mics are hot.
Newport, Cincinnati. And streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Go.
Welcome back to the pit along with Phil the Thrill Bengal, John Lyons, and Mark Bengal. I'm John Kirtley. We are at halftime still. The Elder Panthers leading the Wayne Warriors 21-7 in this Division I Region 4 quarterfinal playoff game. The Elder Panthers will take on the winner of the St. Xavier Middletown game a week from tonight. And they're off to a great start. And, of course, the game tonight is all about the return of standout wide receiver Tim O'Connor, the 6'3" senior who broke his wrist in Week 5 and for all intents and purposes was done for the year. Makes a miraculous return to the lineup tonight. Elder did a good job keeping that quiet for most of the week. But what a lift it's been, both emotionally, Phil. I mean, even if Tim just was on the field, on the sidelines, would have been a uniform, I think it would have been a boost to him. But for him to come out and contribute like he has today, and the stats are out, And O'Connor, in the first half, had 3 catches for 88 yards and a 42-yard touchdown. For him to come out and pick up exactly where he left off, you can't. I think it shows how important he is to this team, because not only has he had a great game, but he's opened things up for other Elder players.
And like you said, you and I were talking at the half when the guys were on, and you made a very, very key point. Just having Tim O'Connor running down the field, being that deep threat, opens it up. I think you even made the comment, you could throw him the ball once or twice and just have him bat it down, but it still keeps teams honest, because of the fact that now you got this deep threat down there, so that's going to open up Shadamo and Welch and opens up your running game. So having that is a big key for the Panthers. I think, too, it's a big confidence thing. I think they got their confidence back. I think after Bachman went down and then, they lose another big offensive player, I think confidence levels just kind of went down a little bit for the Panthers. And I think getting this back, last week's big win, we're riding high on confidence right now, looking at a 21-7 lead going into the third quarter. But as mentioned in the pregame show, Wayne does some of their best work in the second half. Usually, I believe the stat was something like they have only been, up just a couple of times in the third quarter, usually dominate the fourth quarter. So the Panthers are definitely going to have to stay on their toes here.
The two teams are out of the locker room and taking their warm-ups to get loose for the second half. And Phil, what a weekend, what a 24-hour period here in Cincinnati. Let's set the scene, because it's a weekend probably we haven't seen in a while. First of all, you have high school football tournament action beginning across the area. St. X, Moeller, Elder, Anderson, they're all in Middletown. They're all playing tonight. At 8 o'clock, as we look to our left, the UC Bearcats are underway from Nippert Stadium in a nationally televised game against the University of Connecticut, as UC continues its march to a Big East title and another BCS Bowl. And then tomorrow, the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Baltimore Ravens, and the Bengals could deliver what amounts to a knockout punch to Baltimore, all within about a 16-hour period. We have all those things going on, and for football fans across Cincinnati, you can't ask for anything better than this.
And even if you looked at the Friday night as well, you had the Kentucky playoffs going on. So it's just this whole weekend just been football, football, football. Even if you really wanted to, you could get out today and see some of those fine CYO Western Conference games at many different venues. So those were also out there alive and well throughout the day. So football is just aplenty, and it's just a great weekend for it. But the Panthers right now looking at just a nice night here at the Pit.
Tonight's second half is brought to you by Holding Realtors. Holding Realtors is doing more for first-time home buyers. With time running out on the federal tax credit, Holding is offering an additional incentive package to help you with your first-time home buying experience. Call a Holding agent at 451-4800 for all the details. Holding Realtors is a proud sponsor of Elder High School. Tonight's game is also proudly sponsored by Cooper Electric. Your building needs rewiring or your bathroom fan has stopped working, big jobs and small jobs at Cooper Electric. They both receive the same customer service and attention to detail. 1968 Elder grad and president of Cooper Electric, Greg Highland, looks forward to serving you. Call Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000, 271-5000, Cooper Electric, and stay tuned after the game for the Cooper Electric Star of the Game. All right, Elder and Wayne underway in the second half. The Warriors' Jack Arnold kicks it away to Elder's Ben Cafaro. Actually, Selby Shadamo hauls it in at the 5, straight at the gut. And Selby fumbles the football, and the Warriors have it at the Elder 27-yard line. So about the only thing that could keep the Warriors in the game, a turnover, and they get it on the opening kickoff of the second half. Shadamo fumbles, and the Warriors take over inside the Elder 30.
And really, Shadamo running through there, carrying that ball to the equivalent of I think the correct phrasing is a loaf of bread. Not really protecting the football as he went through a Wayne Warrior, not able to identify him. Just got a rip in on his arm and just really caused that ball to pop up, and it took a funky bounce. So now the Elder defense is going to have to come up big here.
Okay, on the attack is Braxton Miller, 5 of 7 for 49 yards in the air. On the ground, 5 carries for 56 yards. He had a 61-yard touchdown on his first carry of the night, and he has gone nowhere but backwards since. He pumps once, and he'll be sacked back at the 38-yard line. Big sack by David Peters, and a loss of 10 yards on the play.
David Peters even having to fight through a little bit of a hold there on that play. So David Peters getting back there, Braxton Miller going down, knocking the Wayne offense back, making them have to work a lot harder to pick up these 6 points.
2nd and 21 for the Warriors at their own 38. Miller in an empty backfield in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. 4-man rush for Elder. Miller, plenty of time, throws a missile to the Elder 26-yard line, and it's complete to Seth Stewart for a gain of 11. A real fastball from Miller there, and it makes it 3rd and 10.
And Seth Stewart, one of his favorite receivers with 23 receptions, 232 yards this year, and 2 touchdowns. So Seth Stewart not unfamiliar to those type of passes.
Empty backfield again on 3rd and 10 for Braxton Miller. Elder brings pressure up the gut, and they get him! Again, it's Kevin Highland and Jacob Lindsay sacking him at the 36-yard line, a loss of 9. So Elder, that defense picks up Shademo as he fumbles the opening kickoff. The Elder defense with 2 sacks make it 4th down and 19 at the 36-yard line. It looks like Jay Minton will go for it on 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. And Miller will be in the shotgun. And the pit rises to its feet, trying to make it hard on Miller. And a timeout taken by Wayne. We'll do the same. 21-7 Elder back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
The Price Hill Civic Club is proud to have our school as our neighbor. Like Elder, the Price Hill Civic Club is working to make our community a better place.
I think
We
they called a
encourage
pass
everyone
interference.
to take pride in Price
I
Hill
think they're reviewing to
as
see
we
if
continue
it
the
doesn't
great
matter. It's a
traditions
touchdown.
that our neighborhood was founded
10
on.
seconds.
That's great schools, beautiful houses, wonderful people.
5 seconds,
Our
mics are
Price
hot.
Hill. Go Elder. Go Price Hill.
Go.
Along with John Lyons and Phil the Thrill Bengal, I'm John Kirtley, the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on 740 AM Sacred Heart Radio and the Prep Sports Radio Network. 10 minutes, 11 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And the Elder Panthers in this OHSAA Division I Region 4 quarterfinal playoff game lead the Wayne Warriors of Huber Heights 21-7. And the Warriors on a 4th and 19 from the Elder 37 will go for it. Braxton Miller in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Elder brings pressure. Jacob Lindsay. Miller steps up. In trouble. Sacked by Rakeem Johnson. What a series by the Elder defense. 3 sacks, and the Panthers turn the Warriors over on downs.
And that Elder defense, too, coming out fired up. It really picked up Selby Shademo on that play. Not a problem for the Elder defense. Fighting through blocks, fighting through holds. Just a great job by that Elder coaching staff, having these guys prepared and not intimidated by Braxton Miller's running threat.
So the Panthers up 21-7 will take over on offense. First time in the second half. 1st and 10 at their own 41. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat, and a fumbled snap. Cafaro kicks it, picks it up at the 25-yard line, and he will be run over at the 27-yard line. A loss of 14 yards as they botch the snap out of the Wildcat, and Elder averts disaster but blows up the drive. It's 2nd and 24.
And that's Trey Moore getting in there to kind of blow that up for the Panthers. So the Panthers now setting themselves back a little bit here too, so trying to make it a little difficult on themselves with things like that. So they can't have these type of plays in the second half. This is when Elder really needs to kind of put their foot down and close the door on this.
So 2nd down and 23 for Elder now at their own 28. Mark Miller in the shotgun, back to throw. 4-man rush, plenty of time. Near side throw is caught by Welch, breaks a tackle, off to the races, inside the Wayne 40-yard line, down to the 35, runs over a tackler. Alex Welch hauls it in at the Elder 35, breaks a tackle, sprints down the near sideline, and that is a gain of 36 yards on 2nd down and 23.
Trey Moore and Michael Bonner try to step up and take down the once again 6'5", 245-pound Alex Welch, and he just puts a hurting on him. Big play by the tight end.
9 minutes left in the third. Elder, 1st and 10 at the Wayne 35. It's Cafaro off left guard. He has a hole. Cuts it back at the 30. Down to the 26-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain for Ben Cafaro, who had 52 yards in the first half, and he picks up 9 yards there. And Phil, a guy we haven't seen tonight is Adam Brown. It's Ben Cafaro all the way.
And that has to be because of the fact that Ben Cafaro has really produced for the offense, rushing-wise, and also in the receiving aspect as well. So there's really no reason to be switching back and forth between him and Brown.
2nd and 1 for Elder, and Cafaro will be in the Wildcat from the Warrior 26. Double tight end set. Cafaro keeps it himself. He has a huge hole. First down, breaks a tackle, and gets to the 20-yard line, and still pushing the pile down to the 18. By the end of that run, about 20 of the 22 players on the field were in a big pile, which finally stops at the 18-yard line. First down, Elder from the Warrior 18.
Don't forget, too, John, Cafaro also has the pleasure of running behind on the past 2 plays. Prior to that was Nick Newscable, weighing in about 255, and on the most recent play, Danny Mose at about 285. So he's got a few road graders out there. 1st
and 10, Elder at the Wayne 18. Draw play, Cafaro off left tackle, bounces off a tackle, spins away from another, and inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. That's a gain of 5 for Ben Cafaro. And Cafaro at 175 pounds plays more like 200. He can break a tackle just as good as any fullback you'll see. And now the refs stop time for a moment. I think Alex Welch had some equipment problems, so they stopped the clock. It's 2nd and 5 for Elder at the Warrior 14-yard line. 7.5 minutes left in the third, and the Panthers looking for that knockout punch here. And it'll go to the Wildcat again. No, they won't. Miller will be in the shotgun, empty backfield. He's got 2 receivers right, Cafaro in the slot, O'Connor out wide with Welch, Shademo, and Robert Williams out to the left. Miller takes a snap, 4-man rush. Plenty of time. Now he steps up. He's in trouble. Rolls right. He'll be sacked at the 21-yard line. A coverage sack. Nice defense by the Wayne Warriors there. Cameron Walker registers the sack, and Elder will have a 3rd down and 12 now. A loss of 7 on the play at the 21-yard line.
So Elder's offense coming out of the second half looking pretty stellar, getting some big pickups, but the Wayne defense starting to figure out this Elder offense a little bit. Not as troubled as they were in the first half, where Elder was able to put up 21 points and put them up big. So right now the Wayne defense sort of starting to figure out what this Elder offense is trying to do.
3rd and 12 for Elder at their own at the Wayne Warrior 21-yard line. Miller back to throw. 4 receivers in the pattern. Throws deep. End zone, O'Connor. One-on-one. He dives. It's incomplete. Nice coverage on the near side by Terrence Talbot. And Elder will send out Tony Miliano for a field goal attempt on 4th and 12 from the 20-yard line. Down to John Lyons. John?
Guys, the weather favors Tony Miliano. There's no wind down here whatsoever, and he was hitting from 52 yards before the game, so he's got leg enough for this one.
Miliano, 10 of 12 on the year, and he has every Elder kicking record you could think of, and this one will be from 38 yards, straight on. Miliano has the length, and this one is leaking left, and it's no good. He hooked it to the left, and the Wayne Warriors take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. So Miliano no good from 38 yards. 6:16 left in the third quarter. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dr. Ken Schwar of Schwar Optical. Dr. Schwar understands that great vision is the key to success in all sports. If you think your vision is not what it should be, then let 1979 Elder grad Dr. Ken Schwar give you a complete examination. Schwar Optical, 451-0010. So Braxton Miller and the Warriors back at it, down by 14. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Field position has not been good for Wayne tonight. And they set up a screen to the far side, and that's Anthony Taylor across the 25 to the 27-yard line, a gain of 7 for Anthony Taylor. And Elder has done a good job keeping him quiet. And it brings up a 2nd down and 3.
The Panthers really did not produce anything on that drive, and it produced, except for a very upset Doug Ramsey on the sideline, who was very frustrated with his offense and his special teams there.
2nd and 3 for The Warriors at the 27. Braxton Miller out of the gun, throws quickly to the far side, complete to Bear Westmoreland. He has a first down to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 9. With 5:37 left in the third, the Warriors have a 1st and 10 at their own 35, and they're in a hurry-up offense.
Yeah, they're moving very quick. That's 2 big plays right there. So the Panthers on defense need to get that defense that was out there in that first series back.
Braxton Miller in the gun, empty backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Elder looks like they're going to blitz again. Quarterback draw right up the middle. And again, Elder's up to the task. They drop him for a 2-yard gain. And that was Kenny Orloff dragging him down. It'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 36.
Orloff, nice job not being fooled, keeping position on the line, not over pursuing too much, getting upfield, and a nice ankle tackle there to save Braxton Miller from picking up any more than just 2.
Miller in the gun again, 2nd and 9 from the Warrior 37-yard line. Back to throw, blitz coming, quick throw to Seth Stewart. It's caught, but he's hit hard for about a 5-yard gain. It was Brian Riestenberg on the hit. It's a gain of 7, they'll call it. Excuse me, it's a gain of 5. They'll mark it 3rd down and 2 at the Warrior 44-yard line. So a big 3rd down coming up with 4:45 left in the third. Elder leads 21-7. Wayne has a 3rd and 2 at their own 44. Miller in the gun, 2 receivers to both sides. Jacob Lindsay wants to blitz along with Kevin Highland. Miller holds off. And now he'll drop back into the shotgun again. Takes a snap. Blitz coming. They pick it up, throw to the far side. Through the hands of the intended receiver. Incomplete. Marshall Peterson had it in his hands. Incomplete. It's 4th down and 2, and the Warriors will punt it away.
And Marshall Peterson only this season 2 receptions up to this point for 91 yards. But actually, one of the interesting stats on that, both were touchdowns. But right there, just not being able to bring in the football on a big play, which would have been great for the Wayne offense.
Jack Arnold will punt it away for Wayne. Nice spiral that Fishburne hauls in at the 21 on the run. At the 30, gets a great block from Corey Mason. Fishburne still on his feet at the 50 and down to the 40-yard line, but Corey Mason, an incredible block to spring Fishburne for a big return of 50 yards. Corey Mason plowed on a crackback, a Wayne Warrior, and I'm not sure how that guy got up.
And that's Chris Huffman just with a blind shot.
John Lyons. John, did you see that?
I sure did. That was one whale of a hit, and I'll tell you something else. This Warrior defense is looking a little tired and frustrated. You notice a lot of hands on hips. Remember, they gave up over 21 points only twice all year.
They marked Fishburne out at the 43. That's a 37-yard punt return. Elder has a 1st and 10 at the Warrior 43 with 4:09 left in the third. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat, right up the middle. Off left tackle, down to the 40-yard line. So the Panthers up 21-7, have a 2nd and 7. Coming up after the game, it's La Rosa's Pizza Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux with Mark Bengal, Steve Bengal, and Phil Bengal. That's Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's on Boudreaux. You want to make sure you stop by after the game or just stay tuned on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Ben Cafaro, 2nd and 7. They'll run a reverse. They're going to throw it. Miller has it. Now he rolls right. He's going to throw deep. Now he pumps and throws it out of bounds. So they run Cafaro out of the Wildcat. He runs left, pitches it to Miller, and Miller was going to throw it. Nowhere to go, and finally chucks it out of bounds once the pressure got too hot.
Just a nice read by the Wayne defense, being able to pick that up and not be fooled with Cafaro start to stink out of the backfield and think it's some sort of a reverse. They see it's flipped to Miller. And that, but too, that's one aspect of the Wildcat that sometimes can trick the teams.
3rd down and 7 for Elder at the Warrior 40-yard line. 3:27 to go. And the Panthers will send 4 receivers out into the 5 receivers out, 4 to the left, 1 to the right. Miller in an empty backfield. As Tim O'Connor one-on-one on the near side. They snap it to Miller. Blitz coming. They throw late over the middle. It's caught. Cafaro breaks a tackle. Into the clear. Gets a block. Benny Cafaro at the 10. At the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Elder. 40 yards. Ben Ben Cafaro. What a throw by Miller off his back foot. Hits Cafaro in stride. Ben breaks a tackle, cuts it across the field, and goes 40 yards for the touchdown.
And Cafaro got a nice piece of run in there, but also a nice piece of blocking by Welch and O'Connor, who both were able to pick up some key blocks on that play. Open up just Cafaro to get on through. Cafaro making a nice diving attempt to get in there.
Miliano to make it a 28-7 game. It's good. And the Panthers are closing the season at the pit in grand style. 28-7 lead over Wayne. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Everybody knows the farm is the place to have a banquet or wedding reception, but did you know you can enjoy the farm's delicious food every Tuesday and Thursday night? From 4:45 until 8 p.m., the dinner buffet serves their famous fried chicken along with other tasty entrees and desserts, all for one low price. And if you can't bring your party to the farm, they'll bring the farm to you.
Yeah.
To pick up or have a large order delivered, call 48 hours ahead.
Ben Cafaro to what the heck?
The Farm, 239 East Ferry Road in Delhi.
The only other time I'm going to go longer than 30 seconds are league-wide heats. Other than that, everything's going to be a 30 break.
All right, sounds good.
With the new kitchen countertops from my friends at Helmart, a local Cincinnati family-owned company for 28 years, and Helmart carries large selection.
They score.
Cambria, quartz, corian, limestone, concrete, and laminates. They fabricate and install your countertops themselves. No subs. Call Jeff at Helmart at 941-3095 or go to helmart.net.
Welcome back to the pit.
Maybe a little light this time. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here quick.
This is Sacred Heart Catholic Radio, 740 WNOP Newport, Cincinnati, and streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Welcome back to the McCluskey Chevrolet Elder Panther Game of the Week on the Prep Sports Radio Network, where Ben Cafaro on an electric 40-yard touchdown catch has given Elder a 28-7 lead with 3:14 left in the third. Mark Miller under duress finds Miller on a hot read, and finds Cafaro on a hot read, and he goes to the house. Ensuing kickoff into the end zone for a touchback, and on 1st and 10 from the Wayne Warrior 20-yard line, Braxton Miller hits his receiver Bear Westmoreland for 12 yards and a first down.
Westmoreland with a nice catch, looking like it almost could have been incomplete with the way he rolled, but did a good job keeping the football on his body and trying to get this Wayne offense into some sort of a rhythm.
1st and 10, Wayne at their own 32, moving right to left, down 28-7. Braxton Miller to throw, has a man on the far side, Seth Stewart, complete to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Tonight's game is brought to you by Wardway Fuels. Wardway Fuels handles your home heating and propane needs, as well as quality gas grills and pool supplies. Visit Wardway Fuels at the corner of Glenway and Bridgetown in Western Hills, or give them a call at 574-0061. 2nd down and 4 for Wayne at their 38-yard line. Miller out of the gun. He'll hand to Anthony Taylor, and Taylor out of one hole into another, and he's into the clear across the 50 to the Elder 46-yard line. That's a gain of 15, and Anthony Taylor, who has been quiet all night, he's the leading rusher for Wayne, finally finds some daylight and gets to the Elder 46-yard line.
And Highland with the stop, but John, like you said, he is 914 yards, but only has 2 touchdowns rushing on this entire season.
2:15 left in the third. Elder leads 28-7. Braxton Miller out of the gun. 4-man rush for the Panthers. Throwing out to the right. Seth Stewart has it at the 40-yard line. Out of bounds at the 39. That's a gain of 6. So the Warriors moving the ball. This is the 5th meeting all-time between Elder and Wayne. The Panthers lead the all-time series 3-1. The last time these two teams met was 2005, Elder winning 21-14. They've met twice in the playoffs, Elder winning the last one in 2002, the first state championship season, 31-3. Wayne beat Elder in the playoffs in 1999, 24-14. On 2nd and 5, Miller has some daylight. He's across the 25, breaks a tackle. Braxton Miller at the 20, at the 15, and down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 24 yards for Braxton Miller as he took the snap out of the shotgun, pumped once, and then moved forward across the line of scrimmage, and once he got past the line, he made things happen. A gain of 24, 1st down and 10 for Wayne at the Elder 16. 1:50 to go in the third. Elder leads 28-7. And Miller will be in the shotgun again. Receivers 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Miller to throw. Throws out of the backfield to Seth Stewart. One-on-one, and he's brought down. What a tackle for a 4-yard loss. What a play coming up by Brian Riestenberg.
Riestenberg also with the tackle on the last play on Braxton Miller along with Jake Fishburne. But that right there is another big tackle by the Elder defense trying to take this Wayne offense, which seems to be getting into a little bit of a rhythm. And this is about that time when they normally do, as we've seen in past weeks.
All right, 2nd down and 15. Riestenberg with a 5-yard tackle for loss. Miller will snap it from the Elder 22. He takes the snap, high snap, and he brings it down, throwing deep, fade route in the corner. Elder one-on-one, it's incomplete. Amani Miller, the intended receiver. Great coverage on that far sideline by Alex Taylor, I believe. Indeed, Alex Taylor, and it's 3rd and 15.
Alex Taylor did get a little bit of shove in the back. That's what you're hearing the booing about, wanting offensive pass interference. Ball was well over the intended receiver's head, but remember, in high school football, there is no uncatchable ball rule in high school football.
3rd and 15 for Wayne at the Elder 22. Long count. Miller in the gun. Takes the snap. Back to throw. Elder brings pressure. Miller in trouble. Steps up and he gets sandwiched. He's struck down at the 27-yard line. Rakeem Johnson, Kenny Orloff, and the last man out of the pile, Corey Mason. And it's 4th down and 22.
And that Panther defense making a big stop. You have to, there's no doubt that the Wayne Warriors have to go from it at this point. But that Elder defense coming up with big plays when they need them.
Desperation time for the Wayne Warriors. It's 4th and 23 from the Elder 29. They're down 21. You're in the playoffs. Do or die, you have to go for it. And they will here. Braxton Miller needs 23 yards to keep hope alive. He'll be in the shotgun with 4 receivers in the formation. Elder looks like they're going to blitz, and they do. They pick it up, though, and Miller will throw deep. One-on-one, incomplete. Through the hands of Bear Westmoreland, who had gotten behind the defense. Jake Fishburne went for the pick, but the ball got through. And on 4th and 23, it's incomplete, and Elder takes over, up by 3 touchdowns, 8 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And right now, the Elder Panthers really got away with one there, really saved themselves losing that lead at that point. And John, we said earlier there was a listener down in Florida, and I just totally screwed up, and I'm going to hear about it on Monday, but it was actually office worker Leslie Lamps, one of my favorite of those 3 women but that work down there, Mrs. Weil and Lori Kuhn, but just a great group of ladies. Please don't give me too hard of a time on Monday for that.
All right, Elder takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29. Ben Cafaro will take it across the 30, and then a flag flies at the end of the run. Let's see what this is all about. There was some cheering from the Elder fans. It might be a face mask penalty against Wayne. Looks like it is against Wayne.
The officials making sure they get the call right, making sure they get it right.
5-yard face mask. And that'll make it a 2-yard gain into a 7-yard gain. And make it 2nd down and 2 for Elder at their own 37. With no time left in the 3rd quarter. Elder leads 28-7. We're on to quarter number 4. Let's see if they're going to play one more snap with no time. And let's see, what are the refs going to do here? I don't think they're not sure whether if there's an untimed down here. Yes, there will be one play. No time on the clock here in the 3rd. So Miller, on the last play of the 3rd quarter, will be in the shotgun on 1st down and 1, they call it. And he'll hand right up the gut. Cafaro has the 1st down to the 40-yard line. And the Panthers will start the 4th quarter with a 1st and 10 from their own 40, leading 28-7. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
When the need arises for an excellent electrical contractor, call Cooper Electric at 513-271-5000.
Yeah.
At Cooper Electric, you'll find an experienced and trusted electrical contractor who has been in business for over 63 years. You can expect Cooper Electric to service your needs with high-quality work that is guaranteed. That's why over 70% of Cooper Electric's business comes from repeat and referred customers. At Cooper Electric, real people answer the phones 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When you call, ask about Cooper Electric's 10-year transferable warranty. Whether the job is large or small, in your home, business, or factory, call Cooper Electric for all your electrical needs.
I'm taking my dad tomorrow.
Look them up in the yellow pages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At www.cooper-electric.net. Or call Greg Highland, Elder Class of 68, at 513-271-5000. Cooper Electric, 513-271-5000. This is Catholic Radio. Sacred Heart Radio 740, WNOP Newport, Cincinnati, and streaming at sacredheartradio.com.
Start of the fourth quarter, Elder leads 28-7 over the Wayne Warriors. 1st and 10 for Elder at their own 40. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat. He'll get 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Welcome back to the pit, where it has been a spectacular night for Elder Nation. The Panthers beginning their march, hopefully, to Canton, the Division I Region 4 playoffs, quarterfinal. And Elder leads 28-7 against the Wayne Warriors. John Lyons, Phil the Thrill, and John Kirtley with you. Mark Bengal and Steve Bengal have departed. They're getting ready for La Rosa's Pizza Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's on Boudinot. We understand that Tom Kennedy, yes, Tom Kennedy will be in the house. He is going to rally, pick himself off the turf, and rally for the folks, and he'll be live and in person at Prep Sports Radio Game Night. So we welcome Tom back. Ben Cafaro out of the Wildcat, 2nd and 9, takes the snap. He'll get maybe a yard or two, brought down nicely by Tevin Williams. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Elder. Two teams switch sides. Elder now moving right to left across your radio dial. They lead 28-7 with 11 minutes left in the game. Elder will await the winner of the St. Xavier Middletown game, and we'll have a scoring update hopefully before the night is out. And if not before the night is out, you'll definitely hear the update on Prep Sports Radio Game Night. No word yet on where next week's game will be played. We know it'll be on Saturday night somewhere. Nippert Stadium is available, so stay tuned. Mark Miller will be in the gun, 3rd and 7 from the Elder 43. Miller wants to throw. He'll throw near side. Opens. Shadamo has it. 1st down into Wayne territory. Out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A gain of 17 for Selby Shadamo. Move the chains. Elder with a 1st and 10 at the Warrior 39-yard line. 10:25 left in the game.
John, the key for the Panthers in the fourth quarter is going to be ball control, but also, too, possibly putting up another score. The Panthers will get it done with plays like that, but they need to look to either extend this lead or just kind of hold on to the football, as that Wayne offense can come up with those big plays in a short amount of time.
Miller in the gun on 1st and 10 from the Warrior 39, and it's Cafaro. He's got some room off the right side. He'll get to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Tonight's game brought to you by Dr. Ken Schwar at Schwar Optical. If you're not seeing as well as you should be, then call Dr. Ken Schwar at 451-0010. Schwar Opticals in Delhi to Anderson Ferry and Delhi Pike.
Shane Anke with the stop there for the Wayne Warriors defense. Defense only allows a very short 1-yard pickup for that Ben Cafaro run, but this is enabling the Panthers just to kind of let the clock run, get the play in. Definitely in no hurry right now, up 3 scores.
Miller with 255 yards passing tonight on 15 of 22. Ben Cafaro in the in the Wildcat on 2nd down and 8 from the 37-yard line of the Wayne Warriors. He picks his way through traffic, breaks a tackle, and gets to the 30-yard line. Might be a half a football length short of the 1st down. Through 3 corners, Cafaro had 75 yards rushing on 20 carries and 76 yards receiving on 5 receptions. So over 150 all-purpose yards for Ben Cafaro and 3 touchdowns.
Elder offense, like we said, John, just taking their time here, just trying to work some clock. But the Elder offense, defense is going to come up big in this fourth quarter and try to hold on to this lead. And right now the offense is doing their part out on the field.
3rd and 1 for Elder. Cafaro out of the Wildcat. From the Wayne 29-yard line. Cafaro up the middle. First down and a lot more at the 20. Ben Cafaro, his 4th touchdown of the night, gives Elder a 34-7 lead. A 30-yarder on 3rd and 1. It's Ben Cafaro left, Ben Cafaro right, Ben Cafaro up the middle. Elder leads 34-7.
Offensive line opened up a big hole in that play. Big blocking. Robert Williams getting up front in there. Good job by the Panthers.
John Lyons on the sideline. John?
He got a great block by Chris Vasilovic, who, by the way, is back in the lineup for Elder tonight. Remember, he popped the shoulder out a couple weeks ago. He opened that hole for Cafaro's 4th touchdown.
Tony Miliano makes it 35-7 Elder, 8:43 left. The Panthers are in Fat City. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network. Cafaro now over 100 yards rushing. He has 4 touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 2 through the air. What a night for number 5, and Tony Miliano with his 6th touchback of the night. And the Warriors go back on the attack, down 35-7. If your building needs rewiring or your bathroom fan has stopped working, if you have a big job or a small job, it doesn't matter. Call Cooper Electric. They handle both. 1968 Elder grad and president of Cooper Electric, Greg Highland, looks forward to serving you. Call Cooper Electric 513-271-5000, 513-271-5000, and stay tuned after the game for the Cooper Electric star or stars of the game. There's a number of them tonight. 8:43 left in the football game. Elder leads Wayne 35-7 after trailing 7-0 with 10:44 left in the first quarter. It's been all Elder. 35 unanswered. Braxton Miller back to throw, quickly throws. Seth Stewart has it. He's hit immediately by Alex Taylor, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
So, John, we talked about the Wayne offense usually turns it on here in the 4th quarter. Currently this season, Wayne has actually outscored their opponents in the 4th quarter during regular season 70-48. And currently right now, Elder's got the leg up with 7 in this quarter. So Wayne's got a little bit of work cut out for him here. Going to get 4 touchdowns up.
Miller in the shotgun, as he has been almost every play tonight. He will pump once. He'll run it himself back to the left at the 25. Breaks a tackle, gets to the 30, and what a pop by Jacob Lindsay, who loses his helmet, but not before Miller picks up 8 yards and a 1st down. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hoding Realtors. Call the professionals at Hoding Realtors, 451-4800, to inquire about low interest rates and the first-time home buyer tax credit, which has just been extended by Congress. Elder grads Brian Baisley, Mike Doherty, Steve Florian, Rick Hoding, Doug Rolfus, Mike Rolfus, and Mike Wright are available to help you with all your real estate needs. Hoding Realtors is a proud sponsor of Elder Panther football. 1st down run by Miller. And walking off slowly is David Peters. He might have got his bell rung.
And came up limping a little bit, actually, from that, but hopefully this case Steven Schmidt's going to take his spot.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 31-yard line. Braxton Miller in the gun. Elder leads 35-7 with 7:50 to go. They'll run on a draw play. Anthony Taylor, he gets to the 39-yard line. That's a gain of 9. What a beautiful night for football on the west side. Of spectacular weather today in Cincinnati. We were wondering where this was in October, but a gorgeous night on the west side. And this will be the final game, obviously, at the Pit in 2009. The Elder Panthers will be playing at neutral sites the rest of the way. But you can listen to all the playoff action right here on the Prep Sports Radio Network for as long as Elder stays alive. On 2nd down and 1, Braxton Miller will take it himself. He's got the 1st down. Rakeem Johnson brings him down at the 49-yard line. It's the gain of 10 on 2nd down and 1. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Warriors at their own 49-yard line with 7:10 left in the game.
right now at the pace that Wayne is moving, it's going to be very difficult to put up 4 touchdowns in about 7 minutes. Still kind of running the football, unsuccessful, really with some big hits in the passing game. So they're not really using this clock to their advantage.
Miller in the shotgun. 4 receivers, snap, throwing to the far sideline, incomplete, and man, he has got an absolute cannon. He will be something else to watch next year. And he's only a junior, but he has the total package down to John Lyons. John?
John, you mentioned the cannon. I heard a rumor that he can throw the ball 80 yards in the air. Are you kidding me? Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl, didn't he, throwing half that far?
Yeah. And Braxton Miller, probably the most talented quarterback we've seen in a while. We've seen a few. And he'll hand it to Anthony Taylor on a draw play on 2nd down and 10, and Taylor gets to the Elder 48. That's a gain of 3. And Corey Mason on the stop for Elder.
And first hit by Raheem Johnson. Raheem Johnson does a nice job up front, getting a lot of pressure. And just remember, too, Raheem Johnson, only a sophomore.
Jeez.
So you're going to hear a lot of him over the next 2 years.
6:23 left in the game. Elder leads 35-7. It's 3rd and 7 for Wayne at the Elder 48-yard line. And Miller throws quickly over the middle. It's incomplete through the hands of the intended receiver. I believe that was number 89, Armani Miller. And it's incomplete, brings up a 4th down and 7.
So Wayne definitely in a position where in this game they have to go for that. There's no doubt in that. But John, my question is just looking at Wayne and how they've played. I don't see where they're going to get the Elders defense to fail here.
4th and 7, 6:14 left. Braxton Miller, empty backfield, takes a snap. Elder brings pressure up the gut. Miller steps up, gets through a tackle. Now he'll throw deep. He's got a man open at the goal line. Touchdown, Wayne. Caleb Elkins, 49-yard TD reception. He beat Jake Fishburne. The Elder coaching staff wants an illegal forward pass. They thought Miller was over the line of scrimmage. He was close to it. What a play by Miller to elude the rush. And then he throws a 49-yard bomb to Caleb Elkins on 4th down and 7. It's 35-13 with 6:05 left in the game.
Very, very close to that over the line, but that was the one piece where they could fail at. Miller starts to run. Defensive backs lose their coverage a little bit, and a nice read by Miller to get out that big pass.
Extra point is up and good. 35-14, 6:05 left in the game. Back after this on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Ready for some football?
30 seconds, got a score update for you. Looks like Elder's going to be playing St. At's. They're leading Centerville 37-12.
Did I say the winner of Centerville? I don't think I said Centerville. I think I said
Centerville.
Okay, I thought I said Middletown.
No, you said it. You're good.
What was the score again, Kevin?
Never settle for anything
37-12.
Visit JerseyMikes.com.
5 seconds. Go.
You need to have a solid financial game plan these days. The Lucian Schuster team at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney has over 48 years of combined experience managing wealth for their clients. Call Elder grad Adam Schuster with Morgan Stanley Smith Barney to schedule your complimentary wealth management consultation. 513-562-8304. With today's volatile markets, you can't just stand on the sidelines. Lucian Schuster team, 513-562-8304. Welcome back to the pit, where Braxton Miller on 4th down and 7 throws a 49-yard touchdown pass to Caleb Elkins. And with 6:05 left in the football game, the Wayne Warriors trail Elder 35-14. Now on for the onside kick, Jack Arnold. He has it teed up at the 40. So Jay Minton pulling out all the stops here to try to get back in the game. Elder recovers the onside kick, though, at the 50-yard line. The kick went directly into the arms of Selby Shadema on a bounce. And with 6:05 to go, Elder leads by 3 touchdowns and has the ball 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. And Shademo's a little shaken up on that play.
Well, I think what happened was is normally on an onside kick, as soon as you catch the ball, your ties coach is to fall down and protect yourself. But also on the other side, you have Wayne's front guys coming with a head of steam, trying to knock those guys down. Shadema already on the ground, and I think just a couple guys fell on him, and he wasn't expecting anybody to hit him there.
Phil the Thrill Bengal, John Lyons, and John Kirtley with you at the pit. Coming up after the game, Prep Sports Radio Game Night, brought to you by La Rosa's Pizza, emanating live from La Rosa's on Boudinot Avenue. So stay tuned after the game or head on over. Prep Sports Radio Game Night, live from La Rosa's on Boudinot. Mark Bengal, the host, along with Steve Bengal and Tom Kennedy. 6:05 to go. Mark Miller in the gun. 1st and 10 from the 50. Ben Cafaro has the ball, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain. And Elder content to just let this clock roll. By the way, their opponent next week will, in fact, be the St. Xavier Bombers. They lead the Centerville Elks 37-12 on North Bend Road. So the Panthers, who lost to St. X 17-7, of course, that was the game where they lost Tim O'Connor very early, a game that Elder led 7-0, and certainly a game winnable for Elder. They got O'Connor back. And they got to feel like they have a good shot at the Bombers next week. And you can catch all the action right here on Sacred Heart Radio. 2nd and 9 for Elder at the 49 of Wayne. Up the gut is Cafaro. And let's see who's in the game now running the ball. Is that Cody Fox? It is. And Cody Fox carries it to the 47-yard line. So Ben Cafaro's night is done. Let's go down to the sidelines at John Lyons. Timeout, Wayne.
John, Phil, I just want to let you guys know that Selby Shademo appears to be okay. He limped off the field, but he's standing near the coaches now, not getting any treatment or anything like that, so he is okay.
Wayne takes their 2nd timeout.
The Warriors have 1 timeout left, 5:14 left in the game. Elder leads 35-14, and Ben Cafaro's night appears to be done, Phil, and what a night. 2 touchdowns running, 2 touchdowns receiving. He had over 100 yards rushing, almost 100 yards receiving. He did everything but pop popcorn and serve hamburgers tonight at the pit.
Ben Cafaro is just becoming that all-around guy for the Panthers, but he really benefits, especially this week. We see it, benefits from having a healthy Tim O'Connor, having a guy like Alex Welch around him, having a guy like Selby Shademo, those guys, the front guys on the offensive line, the front 5, and Mark Miller. He benefits from all that because of the fact that it doesn't solely allow you to focus the attention on just him. So Ben Cafaro does a real good job at that, benefiting from that and helping this Elder offense. So now we're even going to get a quarterback change here on this play as well.
Indeed, Cody Macon now at the helm for Elder, 6'4", 210-pound senior. So what a luxury. Elder in the first round of the playoffs has their 2nd-string quarterback and running back. Now Cody Macon out of the shotgun. He's got a big hole and running it inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 30 yards for Cody Macon. The lefty, 6'4", 210-pounder. He cuts a big shadow out there. He took the direct snap and goes 30 yards to the red zone. They'll mark it at the Wayne 18-yard line.
You can just kind of tell at this point, too, the Wayne defense, hands on the hips, just the body language, just about ready to be done with that. But Cody Macon is definitely not going to take anything lightly there. He sees a big hole and breaks it open. So he does a really, really nice job getting up the field.
1st and 10 Elder at the Wayne 19-yard line. Cody Macon out of the shotgun. He's got Cody Fox in there with him. And he'll hand to Fox, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. We'll step out for station identification on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Go.
Phil the Thrill Bengal, John Lyons, John Kirtley live at the pit where the Elder Panthers lead the Wayne Warriors 35-14. 4:11 left in the game. It's 2nd down and 12 for Elder after Cody Fox is thrown for a 2-yard loss. Cody Macon at quarterback. Takes the snap from the Warrior 20-yard line and dives into the line. He'll get 3. It'll be 3rd and long. And
John, just want to give a big congratulations and hello out there to Bill Poland and his wife, Mary Beth. They had a nice, healthy baby boy this morning, Jackson Phillip, 9 pounds, 9 ounces. Both the mom and the baby are doing great, but just very happy for them and good for the Elder Panthers. That's a future Elder Panther coming up in the ranks.
9 pounds and 9 ounces. That is a healthy boy.
That is a very healthy boy, and I know they're very, very proud parents.
And I know that Billy is probably trying to sneak a peek at what's going on down at Nippert Stadium. The former Bearcat and now on 3rd down and 9. Elders whistled for a false start.
So the Panthers now at this point in the game, trying to work some clock, get some subs in there, but get a false start, just a few different guys. The Panthers, about 3-11, 35-14, within striking distance of the end zone to make this definitely a completely unreachable game in 3 minutes.
3rd and 14 for Elder at the Warrior 22-yard line. Macon will keep himself on a draw play. He'll get to the 20-yard line and bring up a 4th down. Tonight's game brought to you by CNATI.com, CNATI.com. Breaking news, in-depth features, insightful commentary on Cincinnati sports. CNATI.com, CNATI.com. The future of sports journalism. CNATI.com. 2:50 left in this one. Elder leads 35-14. It's 4th down and 13 from the Wayne 21-yard line, and Elder will go for it. And content to just let the clock roll. Macon out of the shotgun. Of course, the clock will stop on a change of possession. Macon will throw this one. He's going to throw into the end zone. Near corner, Shademo into triple coverage. It's picked off at the goal line. Picked off by Trey Moore, and they'll mark it dead at the half-yard line. So even when they do something well, luck not in favor of Wayne. They intercept the pass, but the interceptor is marked down at the 1-yard line.
And it's Trey Moore's 3rd interception of this season so far, but putting themselves in a very tough spot here. I mean, the interception is nice
like
on
a punt.
Stat sheet, nice to kind of end, but yeah, it's just like you said, it's like a punt. They're at the half-yard line, 1-yard line, 99 yards, just in a tough spot here.
Tonight's game brought to you by Jim Collins Auto Body. If you're out listening to the game on your car radio, Jim Collins from Jim Collins Auto Body reminds you to buckle your seatbelt and make sure everyone else in your car does the same. Jim Collins Auto Body, at your service for over 38 years. Jim Collins Auto Body. Braxton Miller will be under center on 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line. 99 yards to go and a 21-point deficit. Anthony Taylor is hit in the end zone by Jacob Lindsay, spins out of it, gets to the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
Brian Riestenberg just comes up and absolutely stones the Wayne running back there. But Wayne right now just almost at the same aspect as the Panthers, really just looking to kind of run this clock out and just finish this football game as they're in no hurry to get this play in.
1:55 left in the game, 35-14 out. The Warriors are going to finish the season 7-4. And be back, though, with a vengeance next year with this lineup. Holy cow. Braxton Miller will be back as a senior. He'll hand to Anthony Taylor here, and he's thrown back for no gain. And that was Kevin Highland. Tonight's game is brought to you by RelaxChalet.com. Quality family time together is hard to come by. And for a truly memorable mountain escape, go to RelaxChalet.com. Your kids and grandkids will love staying in this beautiful, locally owned mountain chalet high above the Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. RelaxChalet.com. RelaxChalet.com, a proud sponsor of Elder Panther football. 1:14 left. It's 3rd down and 4 for the Warriors at their own 7-yard line. Miller out of the shotgun, takes the snap, drops into the end zone. He's going to throw deep, show off that arm, a 50-yard bomb, incomplete. Caleb Elkins, the intended receiver, and that ball was about 60 yards in the air. It's 4th down and 4.
And Jake Fishburne in coverage for the Panthers, step by step with the Wayne receiver, just getting down the field, and that's been the story of the night for the Elder defensive backs. Just step by step, really doing a nice job. Only one big slip up, obviously, with that last 49-yard touchdown, but the defensive backs in this defense have really played a almost flawless football game, except for those 2 scores.
On 4th and 4 from their own 7, Wayne will punt. Jack Arnold will be standing 8 yards deep in his end zone. Jake Fishburne standing at the 48-yard line of Wayne. End over end punt. Fair catch, Fishburne at the 46. So with 49 seconds to go, this one is on ice. Elder is going to advance to the Region 4 semifinal. They'll play the St. Xavier Bombers next week somewhere in Cincinnati. It won't be the Pit, and it won't be at St. X. Hopefully at Nippert Stadium. Elder has enjoyed much success there, but it makes for a fun week of school. I'm sure, Phil, you're a teacher at Elder, and with a St. X playoff game looming, it's going to be hard to keep the guys focused, I think.
Well,
in class. I mean,
well, we try our best, but just like we always remind them, the academics come before the field. So you try your best with them. Some of the guys don't respond too well to that, but Elder really tries to keep that in check and does a really nice job of it. But that will be a big game, as Elder will be seeking redemption from earlier in the year.
Cody Macon goes to a knee. One more snap for Elder. Tonight's game brought to you by Dan Walls Painting, 481-7912. If you want your house looking great for Christmas, Dan Walls Painting is who you want to call. 481-7912, 25 years experience, 481-7912, Dan Walls Painting. Macon to a knee, and that's it. The Elder Panthers advance. They beat the Wayne Warriors 35-14 at the pit tonight. After being down 7-0 with not even 90 seconds elapsed off the clock in that first quarter, Elder peels off 35 unanswered points. What a return to the lineup for Tim O'Connor tonight. He got the scoring underway for Elder on a 42-yard touchdown. Then Ben Cafaro takes over. 4 touchdowns for Big Ben. And the Elder Panthers win 35-14. They're 8-2. And move on to the Division I Region 4 quarterfinal. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back to chat with our Cooper Electric star of the game coming up next on the Prep Sports Radio Network.
Robert Jones Plumbing
I play the Cooper Electric star of the game after this.
Plumbing dilemma solved on time and done at a fair and reasonable price. Robert Jones Plumbing guarantees your satisfaction.